pushed around, always lost, not found, but I didn't realize. Like a giant standing in my way, leading me astray. Now it's time for me to rise. I knew I had to find myself. Turns out I'm on my own. I won't let it go. The fire burns that you pretend to know. The fire in my heart, it burns in your shadow. The silver lining it began to rust, and I get who I can't trust. I won't let it go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Junior Draft Tournament. My name is Neptune, and I am not alone in this endeavor.
Thank you very much. How's it going, everyone? My name is Broken Pinky, joining Neptune here in this wonderful installment of Juniors Drafts here on November. And I'm excited to get into this tournament. I always love watching Juniors Drafts, always a fun time. And just such a nice breath of fresh air from the normal landscape of tournaments. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. From what I've been told, right, the requirement to sign up for this, right, is you need to be A+ or lower, right, and you technically get 1 week of practice with your team here, and then you show up here and you get ready to rock and roll here. And this is something I've never heard of before, but now just talking about it, it just gets me very interested, excited, see what type of comps we're going to see. Obviously, things are going to play out differently. I feel like it's going to be more about how the players are going to be playing off one another more than anything else here. But looking at the teams that we have coming up here, we have Obama Soda versus Robot on Wheels. These are some great team names, Vicky.
Oh yeah, a hallmark of Juniors Drafts. Just the best team names of all time. And I mean, look at that's my president right there. That's my president, and that's Barack Obama in the same picture. So I mean, quite frankly, I couldn't ask for anything better.
Honestly, you know what? Same here. But you know what? Robot on Wheels also does a pretty banger logo themselves. It's just, I think it's just a robot just on the side here with wheels, so they can't pick themselves up. I don't know. That is technology, engineering, and innovation, and all in the same picture there, Pinky.
This is truly innovation that excites. This is what they wanted the TED Ed feature-length films, but yeah. Also, I like to look at these little team names. Skadoodle is a fun one. Wii U. I mean, rest in peace to a legend, I guess. To start the series, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just honestly a lot of fun team names as well. It's just Affectionate Aloha, honestly. That's just such a warm and cozy one. As someone who has never been to Hawaii and has only experienced it through like Pokemon Sun and Moon, that's like the bare minimum, I understand. But like, let's be honest here. I think that's such a cozy, warm, and fun name. I gotta give it up for these teams here because they are cooking with these names.
Bro really said, I've never been to Hawaii, but I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Alola.
Listen. I'll say a lot of things, ramble a lot of other things, but you do not get between me and my Sun and Moon knowledge. Please.
Oh,
do not
man. The one and only Pokemon fan that knows how to read. Give it up, ladies and gents.
Yeah, let's go. All right. I feel like you ever seen that Obama meme with like him giving himself the medal, right? That feels like.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you know what? Perfect for Obama Soda here. You know, Obama has done quite a number of things. You know, and definitely one of the things that I've seen him do is give himself a medal. And you know what? I can't. I can't say anything else besides round of applause, and I appreciate yourself and giving yourself some self-love there, Pinky.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of wild to think that like I was such a young little lad when Obama was in office, and now I get to vote, and now that's fun. Anyway, we're going on to Scorch for game number 1 here, in this Swiss play all 3 sort of series. We got Scorch, we got Inkbot Art Academy, and we got Hagglefish Market on various maps and modes. And yeah. Raymaker Scorch. I didn't see the icon there in the top left.
Yeah, it is a little. It's all good. It's all good. Oh wait, we're getting it updated. Nice. We have that little shock for the Rainmaker icon, which looks super cute. And you know what, Rainmaker Scorch Gorge. I'll be honest, Pinky. Like playing Scorch Gorge as a player, I'm like 50-50 on it. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But like, imagine the chaos that is going to be a Rainmaker Scorch Gorge with these players here. Just there's going to be a lot of how do I say it? Situations in which you need to scramble for that Rainmaker to move up slowly but surely to be able to score enough points to be able to just hopefully and truthfully be able to get an almost knockout situation, because you are not getting knocked out on this map mode 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, if you get knocked out, you kind of, I don't want to say like deserved it, because this map can be very, very cheesy.
It's fumbled the ball, right?
Yeah, you know, like, cause like after that checkpoint, it really does turn into Rainmaker Black Belly.
Oh,
Cause like
that's the name.
you just, yeah, the ghost of Christmas past comes back to haunt you yet again. But like typically a good lead on this map is like in like the 13 to 17 range, as you just get like into that ramp, where it's just kind of hard to hit you on the attack on the defending side. So that's kind of what you want to shoot for.
Oh,
It's
wait
crab
a
leg,
second.
thank God. All right, we got a better Rainmaker map.
Wait a sec. Okay, is that a hot take to say Crab Leg is a better Rainmaker map than?
I'm a Scorch hater, and I'll be that way till the day I die. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh man,
I've never liked the map.
All right, yeah. What about it brings out the feelings, Pinky? Tell me all about it.
It's literally one narrow push. It's so annoying. Like it might as well just be a hallway, but it just it just takes a sharp right for no reason, and then you just run it straight, and you just kind of gotta hope that you're there. And if you don't get the wipeout at any point, then it's just a neutral fest for like 5 minutes.
Okay, you know what? I can respect that, because honestly, the way you described it just makes me feel like situations where like, oh, Rainmaker Scorch Gorge's interesting, and then you're just like, oh, it's one narrow path. Oh, it's just kind of a stall game until you. Oh, Skadoodle getting that crucial pick there, shutting down that sploosh as well, and unloading these missiles here. All right, now people can hear us here. We are back here for more live Rainmaker action here. We're quickly in the midst of things with the Flings of Roller right now, and this sploosh is fighting for their life, Pinky.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of the sploosh lifestyle. You gotta just run in, fight for your life, and pray you live. And so far it's going pretty well. For I believe that it's going to be robots on wheels. They stopped that push roller. Now they have another chance to get it going, but they actually get taken down by Skadoodle on that Flings roller. Very strong. It's stopping this Maker, it seems. Decapitator's going to go down. Sploosh going to go down, though. Right now, I mean, Abominasota kind of stuck in their own area here, not really moving forward all that much. Robot on wheels trying to charge on ahead, but just does not have the resources to quite get a full push going. So yeah, we have a little bit of a bloodbath in mid, but Rainmaker breakaway might be happening here as the points start to drop. Not quite enough for the checkpoint, but still solid.
Very solid indeed, you know. Something I'm noticing on both sides here is we see an end parry do it, is the splashdown, the 3-fist combo is something that is just not only to create a lot of chaos, but just an opportunity to just quickly take Rainmaker anywhere you want here. But no, Clueless out here slamming that, almost getting the Rainmaker here. They don't quite get the checkpoint here. 2 are down. It is a scramble for this Rainmaker, and they managed to be able to do it here.
Yeah, Abominasota kind of in a bit of a stagger right now. Robots on wheels, getting charged with the Rainmaker once again, but this is an awkward route to push up when the NA team is all players alive right now. Flings are though going to go down nice Rainmaker carry going on, but the end parry duel is going to be able to flank behind, find that pick, and pop that splash down. So full wipeout on robots on wheels, I believe, and now Abominasota grabbing the Maker, going to be trying to run it over toward that checkpoint expeditiously, but gets caught whilst doing so, I believe, is a Decapitator.
Yeah, the Decapitator here definitely is going to trade their own life to try and shut down this push here, but slowly but surely, people are coming back in mid. We have the edit coming up here, supplying the team with that oh-so-beloved soda here. They're moving up here. The 10 Umbrella is quite an interesting pick here, just shielding everyone from this thing, and 2 go down already from the side of the Humba soda as well. And these picks here and is going to probably lead to an opportunity to be able to take this Rainmaker to the top right as well. They're fighting out here for their lives, looking for that right option as well, but slowly but surely, it is not looking good for them, Pinky.
Yeah, Minnesota definitely on the ropes right now. Robots on Wheels seems to just be gliding across the map at any which way they wish right now. They're going to be taken down, but Rainmaker hasn't really left mid, but flings a roller in a battle to the death with this 10 Umbrella. Meanwhile, the Maker is going to just be broken away down to 52 points just to make Minnesota's job even harder, especially if they continue to push it towards that lower left route, which I think seems to be the option. We are just going to jump into the midst of the chaos, but it's going to be okay for now. Never mind. Taken out by the Decapitator, and there's still this 10 Umbrella here trying to contest this Maker as the other players start to jump in as well. So Robot on Wheels in a really dominant spot right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Being able to pop that Rainmaker so easily with a lot of just good object damage weapons. You have the Sploosh, you have the Decapitator, you also have the Curling Bob from the end parries here. And you see just they're going to be able to just break it on the way left here. Putting that Slash Jab off of their teammate, very considerate, and getting that pick here. The 10 Umbrella is going to get deployed, going to get picked up from behind by the heavy edit here. They're going to hold on for dear life. Look for this pop here. A wipeout here on the side of Robot Wheels as well. And they are going to be back in spawn. Now it's going to be Minnesota's time to run this Rainmaker further.
Yeah, with 50 seconds to go, this is the last real shot that they got. And I mean, the lead is definitely within their grasp if they go the right route, but it's going to be about how do you go on this top right. And never mind, it seems like they're just going to be taken down in mid by the end parries. And here comes the Sploosh on the wraparound with the hammer to get this pop here very quickly. Gets another pick with it. And now 4Pixels just running and gunning towards this bottom left checkpoint on the attacking side for Robot on Wheels here. Another pick onto Wii U right now. They are all missiles right now. It just has to dodge the missiles pretty carefully, and they're going to be exactly that. And 20 seconds to go. This is looking really good for Robot on Wheels, but there still might be time. But not if there's a double coming out, including the pick on a Skadoodle, and now it's just the end parry getting wiped out, and that might just be a wrap on game one.
Yeah, right here. 4Pixels going to slowly inch up here, moving this Rainmaker all the way down to 28 here. And just strategically backs up there. That's one way to secure yourself a lead, you know, getting all the way down to 28 and realizing, wait a sec, I don't need to push anymore. The clock's almost over. We just run backwards that Rainmaker, let it end here. First game goes to Robot on Wheels there, Pinky.
Yeah, a nice little tactical retreat. Once you you got everything you needed. You only got a few little seconds left on that timer. You're like, I'm gonna get out of here. And that would be exactly what happens there to get Robots on Wheels that first game. And a very well played game, all things considered. Just always had control of the map and never really let Minnesota get like anything started. So very strong play from them throughout this game here.
For sure. Very strong first game here as well. I really want to just talk a bit about this comp here because there's some untapped synergy, I think, you know, with that 10 Umbrella shield and having 2 weapons that just essentially can dive in. Actually, 3 weapons because you have the Sploosh that can just run behind the Curling Bomb or the Tent Shield. You have an end parries that's able to just dodge roll in and out. And that you also have the decap that could just dash slash out of nowhere and catch you off guard. It feels like this comp is built more for situations to surprise the enemy and just go all in or just back off a little bit, Pinky.
Yeah, I mean, Robot on Wheels definitely has a game plan, and that is to run at you and see how you respond. And if you crack under the pressure, then they're just going to take advantage of that all the way to the end of the game. So, yeah, that's going to be a wrap on game one. We're going to be moving to game two. Very classic map mode here. Clan Blitz on Inkblot Art Academy. And I'm curious to see how these teams at the junior draft level are going to respond to Clan Blitz because it is a very complicated mode compared to the others. There's no singular objective to carry. You have to get, you have to build up that football, and then you have to get those little clams in there thereafter. So synergy is absolutely a key here. You could be switching over to the ink brush. I think also on Undercover Umbrella. Same stuff coming out here on the side of Robot on Wheels.
Oh yeah, for sure. Robot on Wheels here going to stick tried and true to their comp, as we're going to have a bit of a shakeup, as you mentioned before. Wait a second.
The CRB has 3 mains of Ink Saver main. That is...
Oh, okay. You know what? Hey, you know what? Range Blaster's strong, Pinky. I want to fire the Range Blaster more. I see the vision.
You know what? I can see it. However, yeah, I guess I can see the vision too. You know what? You got me there. But yeah, 30 seconds into this game, Wii U trying to hunt for picks with this Ink Brush, trying to just run around at the speed of sound. But picks are just happening all over the place on both teams. 4 picks at the last alive on Robot on Wheels. Gonna find that jump camp on the RB, but here comes the power flame already just running into the basket, and that's gonna be Obama Soda getting that early score.
Oh yeah, for sure. First score going to them is definitely something you want to look forward to.
Whoa!
Wait! That Reefsider got 3 and Pixels takes out another? That was absolutely insane, Pinky!
Slider's strong. Slider's strong. Hey, the top players are right. Slider's a good special now, I guess. You know what? There we go. But dang, man. Wow. About a minute and 15 expired on this match. Here comes the power claim on the side of Robot on Wheels trying to make it, but it's going to be taken down. Gumball coming in here as the last alive, popping that splash down, trying to find a pick onto this range blaster and trying to find a way into the basket, but it's oh so hard when you have an undercover umbrella on the crossfire, and Gumball can be forced to retreat here.
Yeah, for sure. Having a Umbrella of their own is quite an interesting pick here. You're fighting probably the strongest tent shield versus the weakest shield in the game with the undercover. But on the bright side, the undercover is able to get back its shield if it does manage to find a pick here. But this hammer is going to go right through the pick and get it.
It's hammer time! Oh, man. I love hammer because you pop it and you feel like God for 7 seconds. And like, every time I pop hammer, I'm always surprised when I die. I'm like, what do you mean? I have hammer? What are you talking about? But yeah, Robot on Wheels just extending this push even more right now. Down below the 50s, finds a pick with his 10 umbrella in a very precarious spot. And this Range Blaster trying to find the pick onto the decapitator. More points being scored. 44 is where things are going to end here for this first push here on Robot on Wheels. But what a first push it has been. Now we are going into the second half of this game, and Obama Soda has to find a way to respond.
Oh yeah, for sure. The Ink Brush does have the power clam here, and this is just something Robot on Wheels has to always pay attention to. Just this Ink Brush is so mobile, so fast, and is able to quickly run over at any opportunity in time right here, right now, but they're not able to stop the score. 4 points down a little bit here, but hey, you know what? Any points are good points in my book here, as Clueless is going to shut down more in mid here. This poor undercover is out of the paint right now, but no, they are going to be able to retaliate, and that decap is going to get shut down, Pinky.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a little bit to break that shield, and that's enough time for Skadoodle to find that pick. Here comes the slider, gets 1 pick onto 4 picks, finds another pick onto Clueless, is going to survive the splashdown, but the end parry forced to retreat in the face of this scary undercover shield. I mean, it's a strong shield. It's the third strongest shield in the game, so you got to be careful for it.
It is the third strongest shield because there's only 3, bro. Actually, no, wait. The recycle is weaker. Wait, there's recycle. Never mind. I'm sorry. All the recycled fans are going to come out for me and want my blood after this, but I promise to you all I did not forget about it. But you know what? This undercover is putting in so much work, shutting down the back user, as well as trying to catch these jumps right now. Skadoodle is just looking to live in these situations in which their teammates are just need an anchor in every single situation. But Pixel's going to try and run through and accomplish something, but no, gets shut down as well. Clueless trades it back. It is a bloodbath here in mid, Pinky.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be resolved by this 10 umbrella being taken down by the Ink Brush all the same, I guess. I was going to say make it to the basket, but never mind. Wii U never dies, I guess. And with 45 seconds left on this match, roughly, I mean, it's still, the ball is still kind of in Obama Soda's court because, you know, they don't have the lead and they aren't super duper close to it at this point. 64 to 44. They need to get that power clam built up and they need to get some good clams in after that initial score. So here we go. They're trying to build up that sort of clam economy on their side. Kraken being popped out by Hurt Conjo, but it's going to be stalled by the 10 shield. But here comes the slider as well to try and clear the path. Finds 2 picks on the enemy plat. But here comes the hammer, finds a pick on a Radio Rebel, but that's a full wipeout here. They have to swim back for that power clamp, and quickly here, 10 seconds left of regular time. Trying desperately to make it back and get that score to prevent the overtime, and just all bodies hitting the floor, but it's going to go in favor of Robot on Wheels with yet another wipeout to put a pin in game 2.
Oh my goodness, he's going to expire here any second now. The game's going to end, and Robot on Wheels is going to take game number 2 once again. Keep in mind the format here is a playoff 3, so there is one more game that Obama Soda can still take and still manage to add some points for the Swiss stage of this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, in playoff 3, you quite literally play all 3 of the maps in the mode, and that is just for, differential purposes, for seeding purposes in the later bracket stages. So don't worry, we'll see the rewards of it a little bit later. But yeah, that hammer pick was really crucial because that slowed down Bob Soda's push, route exponentially. And I guess they just didn't have the wherewithal to pass the clams to one another in that situation. Because like when you're, in that high pressure scenario, you just kind of have to make a decision and run with it, and you don't have the time to gauge what the right course of action is. So just a little bit of unfortunate decision making there, and Robot on Wheels going to capitalize.
Yeah, and it's in that scramble situation. It's very difficult to like understand exactly what needs to happen and when, right? Because you have a lot of things you have to focus on. Oh, you got the picks, but we also need this power clam. Let's go back for the power clam. And in that moment where they all ran back for the power clam, the members of Robot on Wheels were able to respawn there and just quickly retake their plat right there, which is just a very difficult situation because you work really hard to get it, and then just unfortunately you need to fall back to just get the clams ready to open that basket, which made X-Clam Blitz such a tricky map mode. But hey, we're going to be going to something more tried and true. I like to call this the final destination, so-called. It literally is map number 3 after all, and it's going to be Splat Zone's Hagglefish Market.
I've heard a lot of, FD comparisons, and as a Smash player, a lot of them have been wrong, but I think Zones on Hagglefish is probably the truest FD in this game, in the sense that, like, everyone knows it. It's kind of like the standard map, but it could have a little bit of baloney on it every now and again, and that's just FD, and that's just Zone's Haggle, because sometimes you just shoot at the square, and sometimes you just get that, quick little knockout, but sometimes we are treated to a truly incredible map on this match, where it's just super back and forth the whole time, both teams just retaking. Like, good Zones Haggle games are just a treat to watch, I feel.
Oh yeah, for sure. And something I really appreciate about Haggle is just like there's a lot of options you can make it work, right? Because you do have the two sides of the map here. You have the left-hand side flank as well as the right-hand one open to you at any opportunity. It's just a matter of timing it as well as using it with another special to truly get something accomplished as well. And as I said before, a lot of specials can work here. If you have missiles, if you have Zuka, if you have Crab Tank, if you have Splashdown, you can still find a way to manage it to make that work and just bring out the effectiveness and allow your push to be able to snowball into something great there, Pinky.
Yeah, I mean, this was also like one of the original slider maps where you just kind of throw a slider at the zone, you pop it, you cheese it. That's a little bit less prevalent, but here we see Radio Rebel on the Dapple Dualies with that slider, and we're also seeing 4Pixel switching over to the Aero Spray. As well, Ballpoint coming out. A lot of changes on both comps on both sides, but still some similar hallmarks. Skadoodle going back onto that undercover umbrella. We're going to be seeing the tent coming out once again. But yeah, let's just get into it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right now, Robot on Wheels is looking to get quick control of this zone right here. Unfortunately, goes a player down right now. But the thing I'm going to pay attention to is this Aero Spray here on the Booyah Bomb. Constantly being able to take out foes, paint that zone here, and just supply a near endless supply of Booyah Bombs, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many Booyah Bombs in that there pack of theirs. It's kind of crazy. And there might be more to come here as Robot on Wheels is going to be taking control of the zone, starting to move forward. Skadoodle, the last line of defense, popping that slider, trying to make some magic happen, but not quite. Going to be forced to fall back a little bit. Jump is going to be taken down as well. So Robot on Wheels has a pretty solid hold. They just need to get Abominasoda sort of out of that frontal court area. And they need to deal with this flank from Skadoodle. Another slider being popped, but it's going to get canceled.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was a beautiful cancel on that Reef Slider right there. And Robot on Wheels is looking pretty comfortably. They have two specials online ready in case when Obama is ready to push in this very last second here. It seems like one Reef Slider's online. Another Reef Slider's going to be coming up second here. Radio Rebel is going to be able to get this one pick right here, but the Splashdown's going to take the zone right back as long with another pick. But don't count on the Reef Slider out here as they just take the zone. They are still in this one, Pinky.
I could see the vision before it happened. It was like I was astral projecting a Black Mirror episode or something. Slider, splashdown, slider, vacuum. It's just so goofy, but so fun. And the Booyah Bomb going to find another pick to flip the zone right back. Hurt Contra going to find 2 picks of their own, though. And it's just back and forth bloodbath. This is the juniors draft action that we've all been looking forward to, folks.
Oh yeah, this is the action I have been looking forward to. Oh my goodness, beautiful arc shot, shutting down, I believe the 10 umbrella as well. It's going to be a scramble for the zone right here, especially with this Aerospray being such a good painter right here, preventing the cap from happening here, allowing their ballpoint to be able to walk in just a little bit, but no, you have an undercover hunting you down here. I think there's more Black Mirror comparisons that I can make here.
the oh so scary undercover umbrella hunting you down into the corner. Oh man. The 10 is going to be taken down Midzuka. Another Reef Slider is going to be popped here. Going to find another pick onto that ballpoint splattering. But Gumball finds a pick, or 2 picks, sorry, with that splashdown on that left flank. And paint just coming out from both sides. 2.5 minutes left in this game. This game is flying by.
Oh man, and this is what I love to see in Hackle. It's just a good back and forth here, special for special, pick for pick. Situations that just always lead to just a team trying to one-up each other again and again, over and over, and it's just a beautiful interaction, right? Not only is this replicating an episode of Black Mirror, it is definitely going through and being entertaining me in the best ways possible. With 3 going down, Gumball pops a splash down and is going to retaliate back, but the Reef Slider always comes back to haunt you!
The Reef Slider is eternal. It is effervescent, no matter in its wrath, in its glory. It will always respond just the same, and just like that, Abominasota almost clear with this penalty with 4 pixels on the zone, has another Booyah Bomb at the ready for the dispensary. Going to be throwing it down, going to find 1 pick on the side of Abominasota, and now Robot on Wheels trying to get this cap with the splash out. Is going to be doing exactly that and getting the zone back in their control here, and it's just... It is a brawl right now. It's kind of crazy how back and forth we're going. Bazooka popped right between the eyes of the heavy edit. Skadoodle popping another slider, but going to find the pick on the Gumball. Trying to stay alive, but gets taken down all the same.
Oh my goodness, a bloodbath, a brawl. What other B words can I use to describe this? I guess B-roll footage, because might as well, as a wipeout of character. This is no longer B-roll footage.
This is a battle, Neptune. This is a battle.
A battle indeed for the ages here. You have 1 more minute left. You need to hold the zone for the lead here. Wee's trying to get out behind them here. Octobrush can be a very deadly weapon, especially when it's behind enemy lines right here. But unfortunately, it's only going to be able to find 1. And Abominasota needs to find a response here in these last 40 seconds. Otherwise, it's going to be a knockout.
Yeah, this might be curtains on this game. Robot on Wheels has a really solid hold here, but we've seen Abominasota make a miracle happen before. 10 is going to go down. Robot on Wheels out of their penalty though, and that just makes things harder. But the flanking Reef Slider strikes again, finds a double pick on the side of Robot on Wheels, and now Skadoodle trying to find any other picks they can. And that's going to be the cap for Abominasota. They need to find this Aerospray though before they can launch another Booyah Bomb, but that might be happening a little bit sooner than we all think here. Is that the end of regular time happens. We are in overtime right now. Here comes the Booyah. Here comes the Slider. The paint on the zone. The splash down for the Gumball. Trying to find a pick. Trying to find a paint. Trying to find any sort of resources possible. Just desperately painting this zone on both sides. But another Slider finds 3 picks. Oh my god.
Skadoodle comes in at the 11th hour. The Reef Slider taking not 1, not 2, 3 lives here, allowing their team to be able to swarm the last member and take that zone. Abominasota is going to take game number 3. What an insane ending.
Oh my god. What was that set, dude? Oh my goodness. That was crazy. That slider at the end was so funny. And they're posing for the fans at home. The fans of Obamna. Oh my goodness. Wow. That dude. I said at the beginning that good zones haggles games are some of the most fun things to watch, and I could have never anticipated this, but oh my goodness.
Look at this Reef Slider getting 3, 2 jumping in at the same time, falling down the shark here. It's Skadoodle. If I had to name an MVP, Skadoodle on this undercover here, just consistently getting the Reef Slider picks they need to not only cap zone, but allow their team to move up, as well as soaking up the damage with the undercover umbrella. Now, undercover is typically something that just is not able to absorb too much right there. But in these 1v1 situations where it's awkward, you can just kind of sit there and let the shield do its work there. And as you get these picks, your shield is going to come back and regenerate, and it just allows Skadoodle just to live and be essentially a menace to society for Robot on Wheels. And it was just a very difficult situation on finding a way to respond to an undercover Broa.
You have problems, Skadoodle has solutions there. My goodness. Oh, man. What a great set between Abominasota and Robot on Wheels to start off this November iteration of Junior's Draft. Skadoodle pops that 20 bomb in the first set. 4Pixels getting 25 as well with Golden Arrow Spray. You'll love to see it, and you're going to be seeing even more of that as we progress in this tournament. We're going to be going on a bit of a break, but man, these teams are popping off right now.
I think popping off is an understatement. We said brawl, battle, just so many interesting interactions, right? And leave it to these players to just find ways to try and one-up each other. Oh, hey, you took zone here with Reef Slider. Well, are you going to expect another Reef Slider coming in? No, but it is going to catch them off guard, get a lot of picks, cap the zone air, and just always just keep the enemy guessing, right? And this is just something I always enjoy about these types of tournaments is you can never know what's going to happen. And it just makes it such a fun experience both to commentate and spectate here. But we'll be right back shortly as we'll be continuing back with the second round of the Junior Draft Tournament.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Juniors Draft November edition. We're going into Swiss round 2. I'm Broken Pinky. I am joined here by Neptune, and we already have our next matchup queued up. We got Seffies on ice, and we got Sovereign Strings coming at you live.
Oh my goodness, we are back here for round number 2 of the Junior Draft Tournament here. As you said, this is the November edition here, and something that stands out to me are just the logos of these teams, because every time I look at one of these, I'm just smiling, whether it's just a meme or just something else. Seffies on ice, you gotta appreciate this logo, honestly. It's just 4 buddies just all hanging out here, hugging each other. Honestly, it's just super cute, and then I just love this sugar here, this best team. In NA here. You know what? I love the confidence, Pinky. Let's see if they have the
Hold on, can I rip that PNG for like a pickup logo? That'd be so funny.
I think you have to talk to them after this tournament, I think, because I don't know, copyright laws. And there's a lot of things that get copyrighted, you know. What was it? Wasn't there like a stamina wheel from Zelda trying to get copyrighted like a while back, and now it's
what in the world? Oh my god!
I don't know. It's just situations like this. Just anything can get copyrighted, Pinky. So I'm just gonna say, be cautious. Ask for permission, please. This goes for anyone here trying to use someone else's images or memes. Just generally try to ask permissions. At least if it's at least they put a lot of effort into this, which I can tell. You can see the text right there, Pinky. Just a lot of effort and care was put into that logo.
So much love goes into Juniors Draft, and I really respect it, and I really appreciate it, because it's just some of the most fun. It's one of the most fun weekends of the month, in my personal opinion. But we're going to get right into the 3 memos we have queued up here. We're going to be starting off Tower on Mako Mart. It's an interesting one.
You say Mako, I say Mako. I don't know the official pronunciation for this, even after playing this game for so long here, but hey, we're going to be getting into this here. We're going to see, I believe, Sovereign Strings in the bright blue, and Seffies on ice is going to be in that nice yellowish orange pink here, but wait a sec. Is that Hydra, Splatling, and Nautilus I see on the side of Sovereign Strings?
Is that a Recyclebrella? But I don't know the name of the alternate kit because I haven't thought about it that much. Yeah, we saw Undercover coming up, and they were like, you know what? Let's pull out the weaker shield. Let's go for it. But yeah, that's going to be the sort of gaming action. We're also seeing that V-Try on the side of Sovereign Strengths and find that pick onto that Recyclebrella. Stamper going to go down as well, and already first checkpoint being contested by Sovereign Strings, who curiously does not have a stringer on their team.
Hey, you know what? Maybe the real strings were the stringers that we made along the way, and that is 0 stringers accounting here. But hey, you know
maybe
what? Go ahead.
Maybe the real stringers are the Steffi on ice we made along the way. But there we go.
There we go.
Love on planet Earth.
Oh yeah, for sure. Splashdown for splashdown, pick for pick. PJ's already on tower. And this is a very interesting situation. I've seen the Hydra on the left-hand side covering the drops as well, while the N parries is just shooting up top here and lighting this tower here. And this is a very interesting setup here that I haven't quite thought of, and how the Hydra is able to just shoot down on anyone who tries to drop on the left-hand side here. And you can see the try as well covering that. They're not going to be able to get under that ledge anytime soon, Pinky.
Oh, absolutely not. And now it's just the leader left as the last one alive, trying to find this pick onto the Hydra, but just going to pop Booyah and say, deal with that. And now this leader, caught in no man's land, just forced to swim across. Feral Kitty, I don't know how they're alive right now, to be honest, but they're still making it work somehow. Splashdown going to be traded out there. Car Wash popping their own Splashdown and trying to find this pick on the Hydra. But this tower is starting to move forward in favor of Sovereign Strings, away from the members of Seffies on ice. And yeah, I mean, it's a really strong push by the second checkpoint, but the tower is going to be swapping possessions here.
Yeah, definitely. It just seems like Seffies on ice is having the problems here, just like trying to find their entry point. It's always just very difficult, especially when you have weapons that are just very difficult to run at. The Nautilus is very scary. The Hydra is very scary. You have the Tri-Slosher, which you can't go too close to ledges as well, and just splash down after splash down here, causing so much chaos as well. But hey, there's going to be a little bit of breathing time here. Sovereign Strings is going to be able to recollect here and ride that tower just a little bit longer here, and they're just trying to find it here. But Feral Kitty with that snipe right there, going to allow their team to move up just a little bit further. The cooler's out, the wave breaker's out. Now is the time to rock and roll, Pinky.
Oh, it is time to rock and roll for sure. 2.5 minutes left in this game. Sovereign Strings trying to fight back. I believe that is going to be the blue team. Seffies on ice has a pretty strong lead at their hands, and they're still pushing this tower forward, courtesy of that Hydra being that tower rider right about now. But even still, like, so much of this map is painted in the color of Seffies on ice. Sovereign Strings really struggling to get much of anything substantiated at this point in time, and they gotta find some sort of resource. They gotta dig deep and get some paint on this floor so they can move around a bit more freely, and that is gonna really allow the Stamper and the Recycle to go a little bit crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's going to be a little bit difficult though, especially when the members of Sovereign Strings are watching these areas and just putting a lot of pressure. It's very difficult to get a lot of paint down. Seffies on Ice does not typically have a comp that I would say excels in painting, but no, 99 right here going to pick up 2 with the splashdown. Lunar Laser finishing off with that Inkjet here. Another wipeout here, and the tower is in the court of Sovereign Strings once again.
Yeah, and Sovereign Strings is just going to keep on pushing it. They have that splashdown at the ready. You know, PJ holds an over that right stick button anytime anything gets a little scary. There we go. Finds the pick. Not quite finding the pick on the star, but gets the assist, but gets taken down by the bomb shortly thereafter. So lead slightly extended to 38 with a minute 20 left on this clock. But Sovereign Strings did go, you know, essentially all down on their push here. It's just going to be 99 on that on the Nautilus. They're taken down by the splashdown. So Seffies on Ice, you know, sort of starting from scratch here, but the Hydra can find the pick onto the Recycle Umbrella. Sovereign Strings scores a single point onto that tower, but not going to be able to find much more at the current point in time.
For sure. We do have Cat on the Zipcast here looking for an opening, trying to find at least one player to be able to get it here, but no, not going to be able to get to it. Gets shut down by the Nautilus. It is one of those weapons that just kind of looks at you a little bit and then just beams you out of existence here. In situations like this, it's just very difficult to just try to recollect yourself. Try and find a way you can push in, but Feral Cat Kitty here on this leader, getting these crucial snipes here, looking for these situations. 3 are down here. The power needs to be pushed up here. It is do or die for your Sovereign Strings here.
100%, and Lunar Lasers are popping the jetpack from behind, trying to find the pick on Car Wash. Is going to get the direct shot on them with that Inkjet, but taken down by the Suction Bomb to camp the jump here. But that pick was so huge for Seffies on Ice, and now they're starting to regroup a little bit by this tower. This Nautilus trying to find this pick onto the Zap player right now, and it's going to be doing just that. With 10 seconds to go, all bodies hitting the floor. Here comes the splashdown to clear the tower yet again, and that might just be a wrap here on game 1. Nautilus finds the pick on the leader as well. The Cat finds 2 on the tower, but gets taken down by 99, and that's going to be Seffies on Ice taking game 1.
Oh my goodness, Seffies on Ice. I had it all wrong here, just apparently with the colors here. I am really sorry. I apologize for that here, but you know what? Just the pushes were just clean. The paint was constructed, and just it was just very difficult for Sovereign Strings to find anything to be able to find an opportunity to push here, Pinky.
I mean, yeah, Sovereign Strings was just in a rough spot for most of this game, and Seffies on Ice just kind of cycled that pressure in and out as the tower just kept on moving back into the area of Sovereign Strings, and that just kept giving Seffies on Ice more and more passive special charge. We're just getting more splashdowns, more Inkjets, more Booyah Bombs, and things can very quickly spiral out of control on tower control with that sort of game plan. So props to Seffies on Ice of playing to that win condition and taking game 1.
Oh yeah, for sure. But you know, I gotta highlight the Stamper double here. 1/2 kills here. It's just one of the most satisfying thing when you see Stamper being able to get multi-kills. It works at all levels here, and every time I see it, a little smile comes to my face here, and just, hey, you might be down on that one game here, but hey, you got the last laugh on tower by getting that double there.
Yeah, as a sword player myself, I love seeing some Stamper pop off, so I'm hoping to see some more of that throughout the set. We're going on to game 2. We're going to Rainmaker Scorch Gorge, I believe for real this time. So I'm excited to see, you know, what this map entails. As we got a little bit teased earlier. Now we're going to the desert here on Scorch Gorge. We're going to be seeing the Viper coming out on the side of Seffies on Ice. We're going to be seeing Inkbrush and Ibo coming out from Sovereign Strings. There's that Stringer.
All right, Stringer is out here and going to be playing on probably one of its better modes, honestly. Rainmaker is generally the strongest mode because typically you have a lot of object damage and you have, just the opportunities to be able to just pop that Rainmaker and just quickly go here. But hey, it's going to be an interesting situation as most of mid is going to be painted in that bright blue here. Seffies on Ice is already looking for an opportunity to move up here, Pinky.
Yeah, this S-Blast trying to find the pick on the knot. It's going to be traded out though, but 3 go down on the side of Seffies on Ice. I believe so. Sovereign Strings pushing forward with that Rainmaker on this right-hand side, trying to get toward the checkpoint. Jump is going to be camped here by Lunar Laser. That's a triple with the Wiper, my goodness!
Oh man, the Wiper triple, you love to see it. So one sword to the next here. You're looking for opportunities to get another jump in here. This Wiper is putting in work, going absolutely insane. The first check is going to be clear, and that hammer is going to find more people on that top right area. Thank you.
Yeah, Hammer going to be taken down a little bit off screen, but it definitely did some damage on its course. And now Maker in the hands of Sovereign Strings. They're going to be taken down, though, by the left checkpoint there. And Star already running into mid, running and gunning, trying to just get that crossfire on the side of Sovereign Strings. So Seven Ice has a bit of a response here. 3 go down on Sovereign Strings. It's just going to be that Nautilus. So now Seven Ice has regained their plat a little bit, and they're ready to push on their own.
Yeah, for sure. Already getting off strong here with that one pick from the Rainmaker. Beautiful pick here, running straight at this checkpoint here. No regards to your life here. You get the checkpoint, and your push is just going to be looking for an opportunity just to stabilize here as the members just stack up on the top left area right here. Keaton, I believe is how you say it, is going to be on this Hydra here, trying to craft some cover fire. But hey, Feral Kitty on the Ink Brush has an opportunity to cause some damage here with this Killer Whale. And now it's a little bit of an interesting state. You just got to push that Rainmaker a little bit more to swap the lead, and they managed to do it on the side of Sovereign Strings.
Yeah, I mean, as was mentioned earlier, a good lead on this map is, in the sort of 13 range or the 17 range. But 54, it's solid enough. You have the lead at the given moment, but definitely want to find some more opportunities to push because this lead is on a razor's edge, and that's not the kind of game we want to play. So Rainmaker is going to reset here. And now, I mean, both teams trying to fight for that control in mid. Splash being popped out can be traded with that S-Blast there. So, yeah, just picks happening all over. Maker being grabbed, but they're going to be quickly lost by Steffi's on ice.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's just a bit of a scramble for this Rainmaker here, but Star, I'm going to make up for this situation here and get 2 crucial picks here. You typically don't see Battles Up, but hey, Battles Up is here, getting these doubles, getting that cooler here. They're staging for a push here, Pinky.
Yeah, they're ready to get something great going in their favor here, pushing on this left side. Hydra going taken down by the Tri-Stringer, and that is a huge pick. And just look at the points melting as Star swims forward. A lead of 14 is exactly what you want on this map.
Oh yeah, for sure. That is such a good push here. Now's an opportunity where you're just going to try and recollect yourself, find situations to get more picks, find a way just hold your ground here and just stall the timer out here, because 14 is such a significant push here. You need basically a knockout to be able to win this one, putting a lot of pressures on Sephi on ice.
Yeah, I mean, that's about as close as a knockout you're going to get on this map in a feasible sort of manner. So, whoa, this S-Blast making some magic happen. But yeah, Sovereign Strings, very, very strong spot. Sephi's on ice, a little bit on the ropes.
Oh yeah, for sure. That S-Blast going absolutely insane here, and just Sephi's on ice needs to find a response here. Just any entrance into mid, a way just to stall out the enemy team here is definitely something that's definitely feasible, but it's going to be very difficult, especially when the Rainmaker is moving up here into your own spawn. The trades are something you don't want to see typically, but it's going to be happening here. You're going to see the walk in here one more time here. Unfortunately, not going to be able to find much, and it's just going to be a bit of a scramble for this Rainmaker.
Yeah, Maker going to be just painted it willy-nilly on both sides, trying to get this pop, going to find it in the favor of Sephi's on ice. And now they have the Maker in their hands. They have a push at the ready, but Feral could be trading out with this Hydra player. Lunar Laser popping the hammer, trying to clear the path for this Maker, but gets taken down by Star on the zap, and slowly Sephi's on ice sort of falling apart a little bit on their push, dwindling in that numbers here, and that's going to be that push being expired with just 30 seconds left. So they don't have much time to get more push opportunities here. They really have to find something, but S-Blast finding 2 picks might just put a pin in this game too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Feral Kitty is going to be the one holding the Rainmaker here, trying to find a way just to push up just enough here, put a little bit of pressure here. At least you're putting the Rainmaker somewhere in their spawn here. They're going to have to basically go coast to coast, essentially. And this is just a very difficult situation to be in if you are Sephi's on ice here. You're going down. You need to get this Rainmaker here. And Feral Kitty is going to try and run it one last time right here, but unfortunately going to get taken down by the Viper, but the Maid will have the members to sustain here. Wait! Did they just live that Rainmaker?
Geometry is weird, folks, but regardless, it's going to work in favor of Sovereign Strings here. Pulling out that signature Tri-Stringer is exactly what they needed to get that game 2 going in their favor. And right now, Neptune, I believe we have a tied set 1-1.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is one's for all the marbles here. You know, typically you were in the play all 3 mindset where like, oh hey, you know what, we got some extra points in Swiss if we 2-0, but this is quite a difficult situation to be in, especially when you showed your cards to both teams, right? You know, you showed the Stringer from Sovereign Strings here in situations you're able to just play off the N-Zap, the S-Blast. They're just bringing out these weapons that are just ready to hit hard and move fast, and just it's allowing them to just play their lead, look for situations that allow them to move up, get the picks they need here. But I'm sorry, geometry really did fail me. Unless I missed the 4th grade, which I'm pretty sure I didn't. That was a geometry moment.
I might have missed the 4th grade. I'm gonna be honest with you. That. Yeah, it didn't really make sense to me either, boss. But regardless, hey, this is Splatoon world, and we're just living in it. So let's go on to game number 3 here, the tiebreaker between Sevi's on Ice and Sovereign Strings in this round 2 set. We have Clambless on Barnacle and Dime, and this is an interesting map. Definitely one that I've taken more of a liking to as time goes on. I really think this map is hilarious in all the right ways.
Hilarious in all the right ways, how? Because my definition of hilarious versus your definition of hilarious could be different here. Let me clarify my definition of hilarious. Just silly antics of going through the left-hand side and just funneling those clams in. But what are your definitions of silly antics on this map here, Pinky?
I mean, you can just kind of run it and gun it. You can just get so deep into the enemy spawn. It is very fun to just go on an adventure on that top left area. I just like going on adventures, you know what I mean? I want to explore all the maps, truly see all what they have to offer from the perspective of the enemy spawn. And we might be seeing that in full effect as Lunar Laser pulls out the Sploosh-O-Matic. Sovereign String's going to be keeping it mostly the same other than bringing out that Ink Rush. So we might be seeing double adventure action here on both these teams, but only time will tell.
Oh yeah, for sure. I guess these teams are gearing up for an adventure here. You know, they have some soda on the road on the side of Sovereign Strings as well, and looking for an opportunity to just push up to mid here. The mid fight's always a bit scrappy here, especially on Barnacle, where there's not too much cover besides that mid block there. But hey, Sovereign Strings already going to get the first 2 picks here, and immediately going to start running at Lunar Laser, who is smartly going to be and swiftly going to be able to back out here, get their hammer charge, and look for an opportunity to go in here.
Yeah, Lunar Laser has that hammer at the ready, just waiting for the right time to pop it, especially as, you know, their plat area is going to be contested. Chumps are going to be popped as well to try and, you know, increase that little fighting area that Sovereign Strings can play to. But here comes the splashdown to sort of clear the area just a little bit. But the S-Blast sneaks behind enemy lines, and it's going to find a nice 2-pick on both the Splatlings here. And Sovereign Strings still behind enemy lines, and Sevi's on Ice still trying to deal with him. Cat finds another pick onto that Aerospray as well, so very strong play. That is a quad with the S-Blast 91. My goodness.
Oh my goodness. The S-Blast is such a strong weapon in the right hands, and Cat is going to be able to just move up here. I'm sorry, I've been playing a bit too much Zombie here, but a wipeout on the side of Sovereign Strings here, allowing Sefi's on Ice is going to be able to move up here. I guess I'm having a little bit of adventure myself, Pinky.
Yeah, I mean, funneling 3 people into 2 Splatling players. I'm sure those Splatling players were very happy to see that situation. And now we are back at, you know, pretty even neutral right now. Jump is going to be popped by this Booyah Bomb, and it should be protected by the bomb itself. And yeah, Hydra's going to go down, though, in the Chaos, as is the Aerospray. So right now, Sovereign Strings in a pretty solid spot to get another push going in their favor. But Lunar Laser trying to hunt down Cat is going to find the pick. Taken down by Feral Kitty, though, so it's just a lot of chaos happening all over this map right about now, but none of it really leading to clam scores, and that's the difficulty of Clambless as a mode.
Oh yeah, for sure. You have the mobility, you have the paint as the weapons here, but you're gotta need to get the clams to be able to score at the end of the day. And both these teams are struggling to be able to get the clam economy in their favor here. We do have a couple players close to being able to score the power. We have PJ slowly sneaking around the end here with the Aerospray, looking for an opportunity, but gets shut down here. The Stringer almost has a full, they say this way here. We love the coordination here. No clams on deck, unfortunately. And it's gonna be a clam scramble situation. They do finish the fight here. It's about getting it to that basket now, thank you.
Yeah, but that is a pretty long journey, and the road is certainly tough right now. Cat can be forced to retreat, but 3v2, it is in the favor of Sovereign Strings at the current moment, and that power claim is going to find its way into the basket as the first score of this game happens, and already points are starting to fade away just a little bit. 65 is where the lead sits. S-Blast still has 2 more clams, down to 59 right now, so pretty solid pushing for Sovereign Strings. I mean, typically on Clambless, I like to see getting it below that 60-point threshold, and Sovereign Strings going above and beyond that Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, for sure. Going above that Call of Duty, going all the way down to 44 points. Feral Kitty's going to try and see if they can extend this push one more time here, but unfortunately get shut down right here. The court is going to be on Sefi's on Ice here and trying to find a response here. Already taking this pity here, looking for an opportunity to move these Splatlings up here with the Booyah Bomb. Getting that pick right now. The Splatlings are set up on this platform. Now they're just going to make a break for it.
Yeah, Kane going to be going all the way with that power clamp to break that basket here. Lunar Laser trying to find this ink brush with the hammer. It's not going to be able to find that in time as the hammer expires here. But just as the hammer expires, so does the basket timer, as Sevy's on Ice not able to extend their push quite fast enough. So only getting that basket breaker as the score. So 80 to 44. Very strong position for Sovereign Strength, and Sevi on Ice kind of on the ropes for this game 3.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially with this Blaster player constantly being in their walls, finding a way to just pick them out in situations they don't expect it as well. Shutting down, but 3 players go down from Sovereign Strings, and it's going to be Sephi's and Ice time to make a play here. We have some specials coming up online here. The Hydra's close to the Booyah Bomb. Lunar Laser is going to be able to move up here, trading out that Blaster, who's been one of the more problematic players as well, and going to try and stage for a push for themselves.
Yeah, a push is in order here for Sevy's on Ice to get back into this game 3 before time expires here. It's 2 versus 2 right now, though, and the Hydra going to be taken out with the power flame. That power flame lost deep in enemy lines as the full wipeout happens on Sevy's on Ice, and right now Sovereign Strings only has to hold it for 20 more seconds. I don't even think that Sevy's on Ice has overtime in the cards. I don't see a power flame on their map right now, so just a little bit stronger of a hold, and they're going to get rid of that main clam carrier, that Splooshomatic as well. So this might just be a wrap on the set here. Sovereign Strings has to hold on a little bit longer as we as the time is starting to expire just a little bit. Hydra has 6 clams. They need to find the last 2 quickly, but it's not going to be enough, and Sovereign Strings taking game 3 and the set.
Oh my goodness, that was beautiful on the side of Sovereign Strings right there. Getting that defense together, looking for an opportunity to just fizzle out that push, essentially. That Blaster was an oh so crucial player, being able to get that ship damage, help their teammates out, and shut down any Splatlinks trying to go up and beyond there. And that was just really unfortunate there at the end there, because you need to have a pity there that you saw the Hydra scrambling to find 2 power clams, sorry, just clams in general, and just the brush had to run over and just scoop up the clams, but unfortunately the time just ran out. And I think if that brush went down, there might have been a chance to form a pity, and we might have been able to go overtime. But oh man, that's got to be in the past. You got to move on if you are Sephi's on Ice and look forward to the next round of your set.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about tournaments. You lose a set and you got to be like, man, that was tough. Oh well, go next. And you don't really have any time to take a break until the tournament is over. So Sevy's on Ice definitely played it well in this set, but Sovereign Strings just a little bit stronger in that game 3 scenario. It's going to win in that set in a very fun fashion yet again. I love Junior Draft because these sets are never the same, always fun-filled action, especially in this group stage.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just oh my goodness. Apparently, from what I've been told, one of these players dropped 29 in total as well. We're going to look at this scoreboard here. It's going to be stuck with that battle zap as well. Only 4 coolers, folks. Okay, I learned this recently, like about a month ago. Apparently, cooler counts as assist. You can make fun of me for that, but this is apparently one of the things that ends up is just great at. It's just fighting it out, especially when cooler and just running and getting those oh so crucial doubles, triples, and just being able to move forward and allowing the objective to go through.
I might make fun of you for that because, like, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Listen,
you know,
listen, a lot of people made fun of me for that, and I am fully ready for it, okay? Anyone in chat here, get ready with your flame emojis, because I am ready to take the heat. But hey,
and that's the beautiful thing about Splatoon is that no matter how many hours you put into learning this game and studying this game, there's always more to learn and always more ways to grow. And that just makes Splatoon such a beautiful video game.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. You always learn something new at any level, and just there's always opportunities to have a lot of fun and figure out just ways just to be able to push through and just find your way to and carve your own path to victory. And that's definitely what Sovereign Strings was able to accomplish there. And apparently, from what I've been told, Sovereign Strings is not named after the stringer weapon; it is named after the TO strings. I'm gonna give a shout out to Strings right there, big fan.
Shout out to Strings.
Shout out to Strings. Thank you for TOing so many events and helping out where necessary. And you are a beautiful artist as well. I love you seeing your artwork posted, and I met you at Riptide, and I can't stop complimenting you.
But with all that being said, I think we're going to go to another little break here. So we'll see you back for, oh, there we go, Strings mentioned on the stream. But yeah, I think we'll see you guys back here for round 3 of Swiss stage here. So see you guys shortly.
See you.
I knew exactly why she was upset, but my husband always equated her behavior to jealousy because she never had healthy relationships. After that tantrum, she skipped our wedding, baby shower, our children's birthday parties, and other family events that we attended. I was fine with extending invitations because I knew she wasn't going to show up. She had some sort of mental breakdown and was in and out treatment for years. I wish nothing but the best for her, and I don't know what kind of issues she's going through, but I don't want her disrupting our peace. I'm currently pregnant, and our baby shower is at the end of this month. I'm having it a few months early because I'm at risk for going into labor early, like I did with my other two children. My mother-in-law called to RSVP and stated Tina would be riding with her and if it was okay if she brought her new boyfriend. I was surprised because we hadn't seen her in years, but I was apprehensive to agree. Eventually, I did agree and hoped that she resolved whatever caused her so much distress when she was around my family. Well, it took all of 24 hours for her to start her nonsense. She texted my husband paragraphs at 3 a.m. telling him how she felt about our family. First, she went on to say how much she missed them being close and how I came in and destroyed their close relationship, when I barely said 50 words to her in 9 years. She asked him if he was happy with his life because again, he used to say he never wanted kids or to get married. She then asked if he thought about her all this time and if he could meet up with him before the shower and talk alone, face to face. That was the last straw for me. I asked my husband if he knew she was in love with him and he just shrugged in. He said he didn't doubt my theory. Apparently, when she was 11, she asked if they could cuddle and kiss and he said no.
She everybody, my name is Markiplier.
She started crying and ran to the restroom. Their dad went to check on her and then drove her home. I knew exactly why she was upset, but my husband if she brought her new boyfriend. I was surprised because we hadn't seen her in years, but I was apprehensive to agree. Eventually, I did agree and hoped that she resolved whatever caused her so much distress when she was around the family. Well, it took all of 24 hours for her to start her nonsense. She texted my husband Paris at 3 a.m. telling him what she felt about our family. First, she went on to say how much she missed them being close and how I came in and destroyed their close relationship when I barely said 50 words to her tonight. She asked him if he was happy with his life because again, he used to say he never wanted kids or get married. She then asked if he thought about her all this time and if he could meet up with him before the shower and face to face. That was the last straw for me. I asked my husband if he knew she was in love with him and he shrugged his shoulders. Said he didn't doubt my feelings. Apparently, when she was alone, she asked if he could cuddle and kiss and he said no. He admits her behavior since then has always been weird and dramatic, but he didn't pay her much attention because they were mini-secret and they all hung out all the time. I asked him if he could uninvite her and his new boyfriend because I think she's going to bring drama to our baby shower. He said he wants to talk to his parents first and see what kind of state she's in, but I know in my gut that she's ready to ruin our day with her here. So am I the a-hole for wanting to uninvite her to the baby shower? Am I the a-hole if I uninvite my sister-in-law who's in love with my husband? My husband and I met each other at the ski lodge 9 years ago. I was with my young daughter, a female friend at the time. My husband was with his 2 brothers and 3 sisters and a few friends. There was
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the November edition of the Junior Drafts Tournament here. We're going to be having Vic Villion's Valor versus Jubilee on stream coming up here as well. My name is Neptune, and I'm not alone in this endeavor.
That is right. I am here. It's me, Broken Pinky, to join Neptune on this endeavor. In this little excursion between Vic Villion's Valor and Jubilee. Definitely an interesting matchup of teams. I don't think I would have seen in any other, tournament, but UD Junior Draft, I guess.
For sure, for sure. I don't know. I've just been having a wild ride with you, Pinky. For lack of a better term, to be honest. Just I've been seeing wild strategies, wild plays, and just situations that like these players are getting very thinking outside the box that I know, and just surprising me in the most pleasant ways possible. To be honest.
I don't know. I'm just having a good time. I feel at home personally.
You feel at home. All right, you know what? Maybe we can make you feel more comfortable with this set coming up here as well. You know, I gotta just take a look and take a second here, just admire the logos as well. I love the Junior Draft Tournament's logos so much, and just how much effort it's being put out. Let's look at Jubilee's here. Just look at that. That's so beautiful with like the little cherries and the red topping there on top. Just makes you feel at home. Am I right, Pinky?
Absolutely there. And Vickyon's Valor, shout outs to a legend. I don't know what she's in the middle of doing there, but by golly, she's doing it.
She's probably having a good time here, you know, enjoying this, grabbing a snack here, you know. Maybe like a nice glass of water as well on the side here.
Maybe like a nice bowl of ramen.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, a bowl of ramen does sound really nice right now, especially with map 1, Splat Zone's Robo Ramen. Honestly, one of the few maps I wish I can physically be at just to experience giant ramen bowl action personally.
Yeah, I do love some giant ramen bowl action. This map is pretty fun, especially on that Splat Zones. I do kind of want to see more Reef Slider. That was very funny in the first set. I would like to see some more Reef Slider. I'm not gonna lie. Biased commentator mode is coming out a little bit, but that was very funny.
Listen. The top players have been talking up Reef Slider recently, and I think people are onto something, okay? They are finding a lot of success here with Reef Slider consistently being able to not only cap zone, but get picks consistently as well. And it's always just cool to see it, because normally we're so used to like, oh, it's Reef Slider, it's not gonna do anything, and then once you see it get like a triple, you're like, no way.
I remember when Slider was bad, me and a friend were trying to think of ways to like buff it. And she was like, what if Slider just went twice as far and it bounced off walls?
Bounced off walls, oh man.
And I still wish that was true.
Listen. I've seen a lot of things. I've seen some games of Pong, and I don't think I want to see that with the Reef Slider at all here. But you know what? I'm going to talk about these comps a little bit here. Vix Valor is going to be rocking the E leader with the orange Zap. Not typically the Zap you see played as well. And already going to be finding a battle here in mid with Cranberry getting down that leader as well.
Yeah, I mean, also on Vix Valor, there is a big swig roller as well as a vanilla dapple dually. So all kinds of unconventional weapons coming out of them. Meanwhile, on the side of Jubilee, a bit more normalcy. You have that mint decapitator, the Nuvo dapple dualies, as well as the heavy edit splatling for consistent cooler. So Jubilee definitely has a more standard comp, so to speak, but Vickyon's Valor certainly has some tricks up their sleeve, especially with that big swig getting that nice vertical flick on the decapitator.
Oh yeah, for sure. I almost did not realize that Big Swig is in play here. Consistently just putting out the paint, and this vacuum right here is putting in work here, taking those shots in for the team. But Cranberry's gonna sneak through with the teater and take 2 down Pinky.
Yeah, get them nice picks here for Cranberry, but they're gonna be taken down by Queen Bee on the Dapple Dually here. You're gonna be retreating into the trenches here. This leader trying to find a pick onto Angry, and is going to be doing exactly that. Trying to find a pick onto the Cavalier as well, but Jubilee still holding onto the zone just a little bit. Only 2 players up, only 1 player up actually as the chumps come out. This leader trying to, you know, hunt for some snipes here in the zone as Jubilee has pretty solid control, but RNG going to find 2 picks for that heavy edit splatting and hunting for a 3rd.
Oh my god, pick for pick, blow for blow. These players are just finding more ways to one-up each other. And the head is getting these hit markers here, just not going to be able to move up, unfortunately. Cranberry looking for an opportunity to go in once again right here. The back is online. The zone is still in this neutral state right here. Perhaps something might be able to happen here with this back shot, but no, Cranberry coming in at the 11th hour, shutting it down. 3 go down, and just already a bloodbath on the side of Jubilee.
Yeah, and Jubilee trying to dash slash into the enemy lines here with Cranberry popping that big bubbler as well to stop the approach, to stop Vickyon's Valor from retaking the zone easily. Swig can break it pretty fast. That has pretty good object damage, but not quite fast enough here as we're nearing a knocked range here. And this Decapitator finds the pick onto the Swig, trying to find a pick on the Zap, and that is a full wipe it here. Cranberry going to be locking things down for Jubilee in game 1.
Oh my goodness, Cranberry popping off. Every time there was an opportunity that Vix Valor was trying to pull off right there, it just got shut down by the Decapitator. Oh, I have a vacuum that can absorb ink shots and everything. Slash right through with the Decapitator. You'd love to see it, Pinky.
You'd love to see it indeed. I mean, that Decapitator, such a strong pick right now in this meta. Just such a crazy main weapon, and it's really fun in tournaments like Junior Draft because it's kind of seen as a good counter to sort of short range shooting type weapons. So considering that's typically what is going to be played in the Junior Draft, you know, people like to lean on shooters a lot at those sort of lower ranks, and Decapitator really can prey on it pretty effectively. So I feel like Decapitator's weapon that we're going to be seeing a lot of success throughout the course of this tournament, but getting that nice little 2-piece there to finish off this game number 2, or this game number 1, great start for the set.
Oh yeah, for sure. Jubilee is definitely sitting in the driver's seat, taking that game 1 right here. But I'm curious to see how that's going to be able to translate over to tower control on Hagglefish Market. It's a very interesting situation because you had the Decapitator consistently finding a path through, cleaving the way forward, right? But on Haggle, where the enemy team has a lot of high ground, right? This might be a map that Decapitator typically struggles on, right? Looking for that opportunity to play more horizontally than vertically, especially when trying to push through that second checkpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Decapitator is a little bit awkward on this map, and I guess just on tower in general, swords are a little bit weird. I mean, the notable edge is Decapitator is a good deal easier than Stamper, which is sort of seen as the other option. But I wouldn't be surprised to see them switch off sword in general in this game too. It's kind of radically different from that game 1. I feel like we didn't really get to see many of the tricks that either of these teams have to offer in that game 1. So I'm excited to see what else is sort of pulled out here on game 2 on Tower Haggle.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of options you can pick here, and just you have to be aware of the Decapitator now if you're Vix Valor as well. Just looking for situations and opportunities to like, should we switch up our weapon pool to perhaps like deal with the Decapitator easily? Because as we said before, Decapitator is preying on those short range shooters. Typically, it's just able to just do that one swipe, one kill, a wonder is what I like to call it. And just there's situations that you can find a way to counter the Decapitator. It's just picking the right weapons for the situation. Do you understand me, Pinky?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, you gotta find the right way to sort of shut down that Decapitator, because if you pick a lot of stuff that outranges it, Decapitator can really struggle, which is why it kind of struggled in that sort of midline meta. But as short range stuff sort of takes over, Decapitator is a really nice counter to that. But Cranberry going to be switching onto the Rapid Blaster Pro Deco. We're also going to be seeing Nufo Paintbrush coming out. Double Blaster on the side of Jubilee. Vickyon's Valor going with a lot of short range stuff as well as an S-Blast of their own.
You know what? You know what? Stick to your guns. Just figure out a way to deal with it. The big swing is going to go down a little bit here. No, you don't need it as much as the S-Blast for power on that tower here. But hey, unfortunately, 3 down from Vickyon's Valor as well. And already Jubilee is going to be pushing it all the way down. The first checkpoint is looking to fall here, Pinky.
Yeah, first checkpoint is definitely definitely in jeopardy here in the hands of Jubilee, as Vickyon's Valor really struggling to get much of anything substantiated. And yeah, the first checkpoint going to fall in favor of Jubilee, but the leader gets a nice snipe onto that Rapid Blaster on the tower there. And Sam is going to be taken down to that S-Blast duel, though, going to be getting the tower moving back in favor of Jubilee. And just utter bloodbath right now happening in the court of Vickyon's Valor. Jubilee trying to stabilize just a little bit, but picks are happening. Tower is moving away, courtesy of that zap. Going to find a pick on that Paintbrush as well. So just very good sort of defensive resource play by Vickyon's Valor to sort of keep Jubilee as far away from the tower as possible.
Definitely. Just be able to zone out, use these blaster shots to shut down any opportunity that you have at a push just to ride tower safely. But now it's being Vix Valor looking for an opportunity here. A beautiful snipe from that E leader as well. Not even a fully charged shot. It was chipped down for their teammates, so you didn't need to hold it down all the way. And now they get to start a push of their own right now. We have a Booyah Bomb being deployed, and this first checkpoint is going to be slowly tick down here with the Wavebreaker online. All the specials are coming out here. Pinky, how can they respond?
I mean, getting a bunch of picks is certainly going to help with that response. S-Blast is going to be the last player left alive, trying to run away for dear life. But 53, the lead is in the hands of Vickyon's Valor right now. Not a strong lead by any means, but a lead nonetheless, and that's what they need at this point in time. 3 minutes to go in the game timer. They're certainly enough time for Jubilee to get the lead back in their hands. But I mean, that swing of momentum is great, and this Dapple Dually coming on the flank could be exactly what Vickyon's Valor needs, but not if they get a delayed wipe dealt to them. Jubilee back on that tower, and trying to move it back in the direction of that first checkpoint.
For sure, you know, the court's going to be in Jubilee's favor right now, and just looking for a situation for this S-Blast to be able to cause some chaos. The Booyah Bomb does get dished out as well. Energy is going to be getting 2 picks here, trying to go for 3 here. This Dapple Dually gets directed here, and 3 are going to go down on the side of Vic's Valor, and they're looking to continue this push even more picky.
Yeah, this push might just be keep going all the way to the 9s here. Second checkpoint is going to be broken. Booyah Bomb popping out, going to find a pick onto the S-Blast there on the side of Vickyon's Valor. 2v2 Energy trying to find this pick on this tower. But players just can keep running away from that push, but the leader is going to be getting that snipe on that S-Blast. So great defensive play from Vickyon's Valor yet again to stop a potential KO disaster, but even still that second checkpoint has been broken by Jubilee, and now Vickyon's Valor certainly has their work cut out for them if they want to get this game.
Yeah, it's very difficult trying to find that opportunity here, but the leader is going to be able to get those crucial picks to be able to do it, but unfortunately, it's not going to be enough to, especially with this S-Blast battle. Both these teams have an S-Blast here, and they are both showing prominence here in their fights right here, and we get another S-Blast battle with the Jubilee's S-Blast coming out on top here, copying this Booyah Bomb and extending this lead that they're trying to get here.
Yeah, trying to get this lead extension as much as possible, or even better, keep the tower in their hands so that way Vickyon's Valor cannot push with it on their own. Because, you know, while Jubilee is standing on the tower and moving it on the other side of the map, that's more time that Vickyon's Valor has to burn to get that tower back into the middle of the map and then back onto their own side to get their own push going. So, right now with 1:10 left on the clock, Vickyon's Valor, I mean, they have to pay attention to that regular timer because they do not have infinite time and infinite resources. They gotta get something started and quickly if they want to get this game 2 under their hands.
Yeah, for sure. They're playing on survival mode with the limited resources here in the limited time. Looking for an opportunity here. Huge pick by the NZAP as well. And the tower is going to be able to move a bit forward here. However, you're going to have to get through that second checkpoint, which is going to be monster contention, but the leader shot's going to come out. The Booyah Bomb, the specials, everything is coming under control here. But no, the paintbrush is going to trade it out, making it even, but the tower's still going to move forward.
Yeah, tower in a dangerous spot right now by the second checkpoint, but the S-Blast finds the pick onto the NZAP. There's a jump coming in, I believe, from the Dapple Dualies. Gonna be trying to survive here, but take it down all the same. Leader finds a snipe, though. But right now, the AoE weapons are still alive. It's just the S-Blast, though, to defend this tower. 34-27, and all the players of Jubilee are trying to respawn as fast as possible right now. Back on the second checkpoint with just 10 seconds to go. It might be falling apart here. Neptune 3 go down. It's just Loathe on the leader. Take it down, and that's a full wipeout for Jubilee as they're going to be getting game 2 by the slimmest of margins.
Oh man, I felt that final push right there where you had no time just so little resources to be able to push. I was speaking up before, you have limited time and resources right there, and the tower being stalled so far in spawn just allowed Jubilee to be able to win this game, because I feel like with a little bit more time, a little bit more patience, a little bit more special resources, and Vic's Valor would have been able to immediately swap the lead, because you see these picks coming out here, it's always even or in the favor of Vic's Valor as well, and just situations like this where you just, we have to go now because there's only 15 seconds on the clock. We see the leader push up right here, and you can see they have this conflict here. Should I live or should I go for the tower? And just, it's that constant back and forth and that panic situation that just allowed Jubilee to take this game here.
I mean, that's just the life of a Charger player, just like balancing when is it okay to move forward and help my team on that push aggressively, and when is the most helpful thing to do to sit back and try and find those picks. And it's never an easy decision. It's never clear cut for you. You just have to make a decision and live and die by it. And unfortunately, it's going to be working in the favor of Jubilee here. So up 2-0, already have the set in their hands. Vickyon's Valor still has a chance to minimize the damage here in game 3 as we go to Rainmaker on Museum Delfonsino.
Museum Delfonsino. Okay. I have a teammate that loves to play leader, right? Occasionally, and whenever the open rotation is this one specifically, let's just say the leader is one of their favorite things to pick, just because you have so many sight lines, not a lot of cover in mid besides that spinner, and just opportunities to just get those picks and set up for your pushes on Rainmaker is just plenty of opportunities that can just spell disaster if you do not keep that leader in check.
Yeah, I mean, leader is so incredibly good. Just on this map because so many sidelines, everything is so open, and Leader can just find so many good picks if used in the right hands. However, on Rainmaker, which is, you know, the fastest moving mode in this game, it's not as strong because Leader can really get rushed down in a fast-paced Rainmaker push, and I feel like that has been something that Jubilee's been working towards throughout the course of the set. So Vicvion's Valor might struggle a bit more than you might expect despite having that Leader in their hands.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely see where you're coming from, but it's definitely a tough act to balance, right? Because, oh hey, you move fast, sure, but like if you don't remember to slow down in situations, that can work as both your pro and your con if you're Jubilee. Well, with Vic's Valor, oh hey, we have a Leader that's really good at watching these line of sights, but however, we need to make sure it's set up, it's not being rushed down. We have opportunities to push the Rainmaker and just secure a safe opportunity for them to take it past the first checkpoint and further into that spawn, because I will tell you, it is very difficult getting past the spinner multiple times. Just a special or something or a random bomb kill is definitely something that can happen and just shut down. But wait, we're seeing the comp change here from Vic's Valor as well, and we're going to be seeing the Dynamo Roller, Pinky.
Yeah, not a big fan of that Leader, I guess, on this mode. So we're seeing Dynamo, T-Tech 52, and Dapple Nouveau juxtaposed by pretty much the same thing on the side of Jubilee, except there's now a Dread Ringer on their side, and Cranberry back on that Mint Cavitator. So yeah, I think we know all the pieces for the set. Let's just go, go, go. And right now, Paintbrush going to be stalling a potentially disastrous push by Vicvion's Valor in the middle of the map there. So kudos to them, but first 30 seconds already, Vicvion's Valor trying to get a push going.
Oh yeah, for sure. I see the opportunity they're trying to take. It was just a little bit mistimed there. Or the decap was able to just get into position there in the right opportunity and just shut down the Rainmaker before it was able to clear that first check right there. It's going to be definitely a battle of brains and brawn to be able to get through mid here. But hey, this Dreadringer is putting in work here. We're getting the cooler online. We're looking for these picks right now, and just this Rainmaker has still not moved past mid. But no way, it's going to drop down and get shut down by Energy on the Dreadringer there, Pinky.
Yeah, Energy gets a nice pick with that Dreadringer. Cranberry gets a nice pick with that Pop as well, so you could see a good push. Energy finds another pick with that Slider, going to try and get this jump cam, and that's a lead in favor of Jubilee right now. Could be a first checkpoint break for them, and there it goes. Queen Bee still living large on the platform with that Dapple Nouveau, finding yet another pick, finally being taken down by this Paintbrush, but damage has definitely been done to stall Jubilee's push on the enemy plat for just a little bit. Those missiles find the pick on the Maker as it's being grabbed, so even still, Jubilee has some dying Valor with them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just situations like this is just, it's very tricky. You know, you got to get these picks. You need to just sustain and find a way in here. We do have the Rainmaker being carried here, but you're going to have to be careful with the don't retreat to us, because the last thing you want to do is just blow up inside your team's faces. But hey, Vic's Valor is going to get these picks, but the Rainmaker gets pushed pretty further and get really deadly if it gets popped here, and the lead could definitely collapse. But wait, the Reslide is still going to go in, and mine too, Pinky.
That was a huge slider there, and the Pop is going to get found as well, but this Paintbrush not quite grabbing it. There we go. Oh, but swimming into the bomb with their teammate dying in their loving arms. Even still, though, lead dropping from 58 to 36. That's a huge grab there for Jubilee. Finally, Vicvion's Valor saying, get this Rainmaker the frick away from my plat. I don't want to deal with it anymore. But he's going to get wiped out by Jubilee. And we might be seeing a repeat of the beginning of this match here, Neptune.
For sure. It's definitely very difficult to just get back control of your spinner here, especially with the Rainmakers slowly crawling their way back up here, ready to score more points here. It's a very odd situation to be in, especially when you're being pelted by Dreadringer shots and missiles, just so much to deal with as well. We also have the Dapples here just being able to quickly pop the Rainmaker as well, which I can see a reason why you want to pick the Reap Slider edition as well. Just help with this Reap Slider for a Reap Slider. I love seeing it here, and Energy gets another one here, going on an absolute tear, and a Rainmaker's gonna get pushed even further, Pinky.
Oh my god, how did they get to 15? Neptune, this is insanity. The double slider combo has just been, oh my god, that's a wipeout. That could just be the game. That might just be a knockout punch here for Jubilee. RNG grabbing the Maker, 2 points to go. They're desperately trying to find picks, but they go 3 down. It is just Angare on that zap, trying to grab it, but not quite. So there we go. Finally, the bleeding has been stopped a little bit. 2 points to go, though, and Vicvion's Valor has a mountain to climb to get this game 3 in their hands.
Oh my goodness, a mountain to climb is definitely understatement here, because getting it all the way down the 2, you need to essentially knock out here. You need to clear enough space, get through that spinner, and get close enough to that checkpoint with enough picks here, but it's going to be very difficult to do so, especially with the weapons that you're selecting. You have some slower as well as fast weapons, both on the comp of Vix Valor here, that need to be able to push up at the right opportunities, but it's just constantly being shut down by Jubilee's member, being able to stuff it out with just these large painting guns as well as just a lot of AoE, and it's just an uphill battle essentially.
Oh, 100%. This is a rough spot for Vic Beyond Valor to be in, and it's looking rougher by the minute right now, as the Maker's already back in their face, and that just is gonna add even more delay to their own push in response. Finally, though, 3 are gonna go down on the side of Jubilee. They do have to watch out for that Dreadringer, that ooh so scary slider online as well. But here comes their own slider trying to clear the enemy plat. But Aaron G finds 2, trying to find the 3rd on the Maker, and the Dapple going to be cleaning it up, but it's just falling out of control right now for Jubilee. And with 10 seconds to go, Jubilee in such a strong spot. Vic Beyond Valor desperately trying to cling onto whatever they can. They have a Maker pop, they have the Maker grab, but can they make it all the way? They cannot, and Jubilee gets a 3-0 set win.
Unbelievable, I say, unbelievable. Just Jubilee coming out here swinging not only the Decapitator, but also the Paintbrush there, consistently just shutting down any sort of aggressive pushes that Vix Valor was trying to pull off there, and just half the game was just finding a way to deal with that and just trying to get the Rainmaker off. It's just these situations were just very scrambly and just were constantly being countered as well. The Reef Sliders both being popped at the same time there. These teams are thinking alike here as well, but just I just gotta admire the Dread pick there, just consistently shutting down and just flinging ink and just there's just no way to approach it, Pinky.
Yeah, Dreadringer is a little bit of a nutty main weapon, and with Slider, seeing an uptick in the meta, I think we're just going to be seeing a lot more Dreadringer being picked out. But it was the Paintbrush that got this final pick, just with that massive AoE spread, going to find that Maker. I want to get that 3-0 set win for Jubilee. I'd imagine you got to be feeling good about yourselves after that one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just such a strong performance, being able to consistently find ways to just shut down here. We're going to be going into the numbers here, and we see 27 and 8 with 6 Reef Sliders. That was incredible performance by the Dreadringer there, Pinky.
Combined 51 KA with the Paintbrush Nouveau. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous.
Listen. They had point sensors a little bit to help pad it out a little bit, but just consistently.
Aaron Django Unchained in this tournament. My goodness.
Oh my goodness. The shackles have been unleashed right here. The limits have been broken. Jubilee is looking a way to climb their way through the Swiss stage here, as well as go through, I believe, Alpha Bracket, as well as, I believe this is the 3rd win here for Jubilee as well. So stick around, folks. Keep an eye out for Jubilee, as they are going to be continuing their journey all the way to the end here of the Junior Draft Tournament here. But hey, stick around. We have round 4 coming soon. You do not want to miss more Junior Draft action.
was surprised because we hadn't seen her in years, but I was apprehensive to agree. Eventually, I did agree and hoped that she was on whatever caused her so much distress and grief in our family. Well, it took all of 24 hours before it started. She texted my husband paragraphs at 3 a.m. telling him how she felt about our family. First, she went on to say how much she missed them being close and how I came in and destroyed their close relationship when I barely said 50 words to her in 9 years. She asked him if he was happy with his life because again, he used to say he never wanted kids or get married. She then asked if he thought about it all this time and if he could meet up with him before the shower and talk alone, face to face. That was
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the final round of Swiss here for the November 2024 edition of Junior's Draft. We have medicated Mikuzma versus Beku Brip. I am Broken Pinky, joined here by Neptune. And whoa, I don't know what is going on.
I can tell you what's going on. We're gonna have some junior draft action coming up soon as we get some things set up here for production here. But in the meantime, I gotta talk about these logos here because this is something that's always been just a discussing point, right? The team logos here and medicated Mikuzma, I believe is how you say it here. Just Mikuzma is as a really cute logo. I believe it's a Inkling or Octoling here that's looking like Miku, and they're a nurse as well. And I just can't help but smile when I see this one, Pinky.
I do love Hatsune Miku. The world is hers. Yeah, it's like little M's. There's so much little detail. I mean, all these logos are made with so much love and care, and I love seeing it. And on that note, here's Beku Brip. You can truly see the love and care that went into this wonderful logo.
Listen. I as someone who's been around since when this meme's released, or I'm a bit of an old folk, if you could say so myself. But just, I respect it. You know, you made a meme and you're using a template and you're applying it to wherever is applicable, which is what was it? Your junior draft team, right here. You know, you got to practice with these guys for a week. We need to get a logo together sometime soon to be able to present to the TOs and tournament organizers as well. But hey, we get it out here, and I love it.
It's always so goofy to see. Yeah. But yeah, we have this final round of Swiss here to determine who's going to be making the gold, silver, and bronze brackets respectively. I'm just hopefully round out the tournament, round out the Swiss stage with a bit more fun before we get a little bit more buttoned up and transition over to the bracket stage. But yeah, I guess as for the names, Octo Prime, a little bit silly. I don't know. I feel like none of these names are like sticking out to me as much as.
Oh, they don't speak to you, really?
Not as. Are there any that speak to you, Neptune?
You know what? I'll tell you right here. I think Tico is the one from Medicated Mikuzuma. I keep stumbling over it. I feel really bad because the logo's really cute, but just it's such a cute name, Tico. I'm gonna give a shout out to you, wherever you are. If you're watching the stream in the future, big fan.
Yeah. I also like Lunavia. That's a pretty cool name.
Oh, that's a good one too. Oh man.
No, I don't know what the Japanese is, but I see the D, so I'm going to assume it's a One Piece reference.
It's a One Piece reference.
Because like the D initial in the middle, I'm like, it's probably One Piece. You know what I mean?
I can see that, you know, just, you know, there's a lot of One Piece fans here in the Splatoon community, and it is quite the popular show, whether you're watching it just for the memes or for the dreams. Either way, you're gonna have a good time here. We're going to be going to Clam Scorch Gourds here as well. I'm curious to see what they'll be bringing to the table here from both these teams. We did see quite a bit of Reef Slider action on a number of different weapons. We saw it on Undercover, we saw it on Dreadrigger, we saw it on Dapple Dualies, but I'm not sure which weapons are going to come out to play, if a Reef Slider weapon is going to come out.
Can I conjure up Reflux 450 Deco? I love Reflux. I started playing it again recently. Such a fun weapon. To anyone listening to this and watching the stream, go play Reflux. It's so fun.
The Reflux propaganda, honestly, you love to see it. And just Reflux is one of those weapons that I think just slowly but surely has gone into the more positive light, because initially it was just seen as, oh, it's the top tier turf war weapon you pick to spam missiles, but now obviously with Reflux X Deco at the with the Reef Slider here, now you get to use the Ride Your Shark more often than not here with the great painting capabilities and the buffs recently as well, making it be able to charge mid-air, allowing it to just fight a little bit more efficiently and just go into situations where it's able to both paint and scrap at the same time. It's a fun weapon, Pinky.
It's a really fun weapon because like there's always something to do and you're always just in that little action pack. Always a good time here. Rounding out the rest of the set, that we have zones on Mahi Mahi and Tower and Inkblot. So pretty standard set of maps throughout it here. But game one being on Clam Scorch is kind of rough because this is probably the hardest Clambus map to push on we've seen yet in this tournament. Just because of how funneled it is toward that one choke point. So I'm interested to see how both of these teams are going to be sort of dealing with that sort of win condition, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Well, there's one way to break through that we've consistently seen. It was the Reef Slider here, and you got to talk a little bit about conjuring a Reflux earlier. Can we conjure a silver arrow spray? Because I always just see the gold one, and I know Booyah Bomb's a fun special, probably one of the coolest looking specials in the entire series, if I do say so myself. But we got to show some love for the silver fans, right? You know, the people who pick Pokemon Silver over Pokemon Gold. You know what I'm saying, Pinky?
I do know what you're saying. I picked Soul Silver. I'm gonna be honest with you. But regardless, no slider weapons yet. We are gonna be seeing a Clash Blaster. Is this a no slider lobby? What is going on? What happened to the junior draft? I love.
Okay, listen, the junior draft is evolving. Okay, they are going further and above and beyond here. We're seeing some more traditional pick weapons. We love to see the Gray Zap. We see the Splash. We see the Stamper, the Crab one specifically. So we're going to see a no Zip Caster action. But hey, Sword is strong here, and it's going to be a scrap and battle for mid here. The Ink Brush is going to be able to try and fight its Nautilus here, but just slowly finding their opportunities here. The fights are happening here. The picks are going down here. And it's going to be quite an interesting situation as the ball is already at the basket here, Pinky.
Wow, already Medicated Mikuzma is going full force here, and that Dynamo going to find a pick on the Stamper as well. The Splash Blaster has some clams that are being delivered into that basket right now, and this might just be an extended push here for Medicated Mikuzma. At this point in time, this Brush trying to stop it with the Will of D at their might, but only going to find a trade via that Ink Mine, but that is going to be enough to get that basket to close up, as Asam Peta is going to be chilling here with that Clash Blaster, which I'd imagine is absolutely brutal in this kind of environment, just its ability to just spread so much wide AoE explosions, and that's going to be another basket broken here. And already, I mean, 3 down on the side of Beku Brit. Medicated Mikuzma is in a very solid spot right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Being able to get not only 1 but 2 pushes hardly in a minute and 30 seconds. They are juiced up and ready to rock and roll here as well. It's an awkward situation to be if you are Beku's Grip here as well. You're just looking for a situation just to hopefully stabilize yourself. However, it's always just another weapon getting a pick here, whether it be the Splatter Shot, whether it be what was the Clash Blaster finding its way. That is a double Zuka comp, by the way. Just I don't see that too often here, but with the Clash Blaster and Shot here as well, I'm curious to see if we'll get any quote-unquote Zuka moments.
Oh yeah, I mean, maybe if we were playing on Ship Shape, we could see some Zuka moments, but I don't know about this current point in time right now. Beku Brit definitely solidifying around this sort of choke point right now. They have the Crab Tank online as well to sort of clear out anyone in combination with that, missed. Whoa, that was a bomb kill on the Splash, I believe, to keep Beku Brit disadvantaged. Yeah, they've just been kind of locked into this area for quite a while now, and that Clash Blaster definitely going to try and take advantage with that wide AoE radius. So, I mean, Beku Brit's been finding occasional picks, but not been able to make any progress. And meanwhile, Medicated Mikuzma just been building up a bunch of resources to get their own push started. But here comes that hammer. That's going to be the wipe on Medicated Mikuzma. And Beku Brit finally showing some signs of life in this game as 2 power guns make their way to the enemy basket.
Oh my goodness, just quickly, not just 2, but a 3rd one is going to go in there, swapping the lead as well. The Ink Brush is going to funnel in a little bit more to pad out that lead, and the Splash strategically retreating. That was an all-for-nothing push, and it paid off in dividends there, Pinky.
Yeah, I mean, that was an all-out assault on the enemy basket to push that lead down to 31, but as soon as you can say go, Medicated Mikuzma back into the enemy lines with that power clam, trying to make their way toward that basket, and it's just going to be that Ink Brush as the last player alive for Beku Brit. And KC trying to find the necessary resources to get that power claim into the basket, but the power claim is actually just going to expire right in front of their faces there. And with 2 minutes to go, Medicated Mikuzma does not have the economy to build another power claim quickly, so this might just be a dead push in the water.
Yeah, for sure. It's always a very awkward situation you find yourself where you're able to push up to the clam basket, but you, oh, whoopsie, we forgot the power clam as well. It's just situations like this that are just really difficult to handle. You're just finding a way just to quickly build up another power clam. They do manage to be able to get one here as well, but Beku Brit is looking large and in charge with all this blue paint down, and this Ink Brush is able to run to their heart's content.
Yeah, I mean, Ink Brush just gets to go, 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 and that's not a weapon you want to let you sort of be unchained, because it can just be such a nuisance behind enemy lines right now. Picks are happening though, but they're going in favor of Beku Brit. Medicated Mikuzma as Dynamo is the last player alive, finds a pick onto that NSAT player and has their own cooler at the ready, but just a little over a minute to go, and Medicated Mikuzma hasn't really made any progress towards getting a push started here. They finally have a power claim, but here comes that hammer, going to be taken out by the Dynamo, but the Splash is coming from behind to get the pick all the same. This Nautilus is unable to find it quite yet. Fourth spot, the Splash is still not going to find it though, and right now Medicated Mikuzma in a very precarious situation.
Oh, precarious situation indeed. Just trying to find a way to get yourself to that basket and find these picks right here. You're always being able to hunt down one member, but you get traded out, unfortunately. Oh, the double Ink Mine here. Not going to quite finish it off, but it's going to get cleaned up by Vang as well on the NZAP here. It's a situation where you just got to keep pushing forward, find a way forward, get these picks, but the power clam's going to expire once again, and that is another dead push here, Pinky.
Yeah, and with 20 seconds to go, you really can't afford to have many dead pushes left. They do still have their pity claim at the ready they can grab at any point in time, and they might have to here. No, Dynamo's going to swim right past it. And with 10 seconds to go of regular time, they have to get anything going together here. Tico has a splashdown at the ready to try and clear that area. They do have a Zuka at the ready as well. The Clash is going to go down early, though. Splash down, not going to find any picks, and they're just going to go 3 down. And Dynamo is the last player alive, and there's no way you can run at a Crab Tank by yourself. It is so dangerous to go alone in this situation. The teammate is trying to regroup, but I just don't think they have enough time at this point. And Beku Brip should be able to wrap things up in this game number 1.
Oh my goodness, that was such a well-timed crab on the side of Beku Brip right there. We saw the splashdown ready to take over the little choke area and get to the clam basket as well. However, the crab tank there, as you said, running straight at it is not a great idea as you just get shut down by the turret fire as well as the cannons as well. Consistently getting those picks, they're stopping any momentum. And that's typically when you see the crab stamper come out, a way to just stop the funneling as well, shut down players that are trying to move in quickly as well. It is a great weapon for just zoning out your opponents as well. If you've played a little bit of Smash, Pinky.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see what you're getting at with that sort of zonerish like play style, because you just throw those movement impairments. You have the just long range of the main weapon, and once you pop that crab tank, it's just how do you approach it? Simple answer is you don't.
Exactly.
If you don't want to die, you don't approach it. So yeah, very solid comeback there from Beku Brip in that game 1. And that's going to take us right to game 2 on Zone's Mahi Mahi Resort.
Yeah, Mahi Mahi Resort. Ooh, okay. This could be quite an interesting situation there because we saw a lot of paint control from Beku Brip's side here. Like, we saw weapons that I didn't traditionally think were really good at painting out as well, but you know what, I can definitely see it with the control of paint, right? Yes, you can have a lot of strong painting guns, but how you control the zone and be able to just prevent your enemy from flipping it is definitely going to be advantageous, especially preventing you from getting penalty points and leading you to a knockout there. But Medicated and Mikuzma as well, just having a comp that's able to break through defenses as well. It's just finding that right timing. You don't need a power clam on zones, unfortunately, as well, to be able to push as well. And just, I think this could be an opportunity for Medicaid Mikuzma can just say go, 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 and just take over the zone and go for one swift knockout.
I think they can definitely make a comeback here, especially if they have that little magic secret sauce known as Reef Slider. That could be exactly what they need to get that zone capped in their favor expeditiously. But I agree that Medicaid and Mikuzma, I think they were winning a lot of fights, they were getting a lot of picks, but converting it into an actual power clan push was very difficult for them. So I think on a simpler mode like zones, their game plan might be a little bit easier to execute. So I'm curious to see if this is going to work out a bit better for them than it did in game 1.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see it. Just like opportunities, right? And just the zone is right in the middle of the map here. Once it's capped, you can just move up and just set up like your defensive here to just get ready for the onslaught of the enemy specials, as well as them trying to break through your defense as well. It's a lot of just back and forth, and that's typically why you see zones just like being played so often. Just there's a constant back and forth that I like to see here, not only at just the higher level, but at all levels, and junior draft is no exception, Pinky.
Yeah, I mean, just that sort of ebb and flow of zones is a little bit universal just in the way that it plays. So I'm curious to see it. Obviously, on Mahi specifically, once that water drops, things really sort of expand, but I find that the water dropping doesn't make it that much easier to push back in, because suddenly all of the ways to get into the mid are one-way drops. So it can be very easy to get a weapon like a sword in there, or even a shooter just sort of caps those drops pretty easily. So I'm curious to see if that sort of game plan is going to be executed by either team here, or if we're just going to be seeing some pretty standard people just trying to paint that zone, trying to paint that square, trying to find some picks.
Okay, you know what? I can see that, but we're talking about shooters and swords watching ledges. How about that Clash Blaster? I think that Clash Blaster is going to do a fantastic job of just stuffing out anyone trying to drop through that ledge here. Oh, you're trying to drop down here? We'll have, eat these giant AoE blaster shots that you can't quite avoid, especially if you're mid-air and just committing to the drop there. The only thing you can really do is just hope for a trade at that point, Pinky.
Yeah, it's what, like 40 blast radius. It's just, you can run, but you cannot hide. Like those are massive.
Okay, you know what? This reminds me of I think a meme where like a guy just takes out a measuring tape and just like pulls it out here just quickly, just to like quickly understand. It's
Hey,
like that's
pretty
freaking
good.
large. That's pretty good. Yeah. Yes, thank you. You remembered it. Okay, thank you for catching that because I didn't quite
How
remember
could
what
I
he said.
forget? Oh,
But just every
bastard.
time I see it overlay, it makes me smile in the best ways possible.
Yeah, it is a big old blast radius. I mean, us as a Splatoon 1 veteran, when I hear 40 blast radius, I do kind of shed a tear a little bit because my goodness, Luna Blaster in that game was ridiculous. But now those genetics have been transferred over to the Clash Blaster, and it's still ever as annoying to fight as it always has been.
Oh yeah, for sure. Clash Roster is one of those weapons where just like, yes, it's very effective at just like poking away and just like deterring people from pushing. Because if you go straight into the AOE and you don't have a plan to take down that Clash Blaster quickly and swiftly, you're just gonna basically just damage trade at that point. And the Clash Blaster might be able to win most of those battles as well. And just you got to find a way around it, right? And typically that is with faster killing weapon times, but that can be tricky, especially when the Clash Blaster plays very smart around ledges and cover as well, covering their body in ways in which you can't shoot back at the giant blast shots that are coming at you.
I also feel like when people are fighting a Clash Blaster, they take a bit of damage and they kind of start to panic, and that causes them to sort of wave their aim all over the place, and that makes it really difficult to kill a Clash Blaster if you sort of panic and you don't get your aim just right, because suddenly your advantage of playing a weapon with a faster kill time just kind of vanishes. So the onus is really on the enemy to sort of be like, all right, it's fine if I take some chips, some 30, some 60, as long as I get my aim right and I get that kill first. But if you don't do that, I can definitely see why you hate Clash Blaster, because it is a very obnoxious weapon that feels like it just kills you for free. And sometimes it just does.
Yeah, for sure. What was it? The voices in my head here are telling me that apparently we're having a bit of a delay here. The lobby had to be remade here, so we got a little bit more time, Pinky. Can we just talk a little bit more about Mahi Mahi Resort as a zones map? Because I think this is a favorite among top players, but like not really well viewed by many other people. What do you think?
It's interesting. I will say that for sure. I think the quote-unquote lower level opinion is starting to elevate for this map, but it was very fun to just sort of see top players just call out Zones Mahi as actually being a genuinely good map well before Mahi, the rework that it eventually got, and seeing it become more of a staple. I've been enjoying it. Again, as a Splatoon 1 veteran, I do kind of shed a tear at for what we lost. But even still, it's a very good map. It gives you a lot of space to move, a lot of good options to move. And it's a very, condensed map. I like to think of it as, zones on Hagglefish, but you just scooch the spawns forward, which just gives you more chances to interact with the zone, to interact with the objective, as opposed to something like Haggle, where the spawn is really far away from the middle of the map.
Honestly, I never really thought about it that way. You scooch the spawn up just a little bit closer to the zone here, and we're finally ready to rock and roll. The teams are locking in their weapon picks here as well. We see the gold arrows for returning. Unfortunately, no silver, but hey, you know what? Booyah Bomb is going to be online for a lot of time here for Pinky.
Yeah, no slider, but we are going to be seeing the Booyah and the Splashdown on the side of Medicated Mikuzma to try and cheese that zone, and on the side of Beku Brip, we're seeing strikes, and if you know anything about Splatoon 3 at this point in time, you should know that Tri-Strike's pretty dang good at capping a zone.
Oh yeah, for sure. Tri-Strike's tried and true way to just cap that zone here. You have 3 gigantic strikes ready to be tossed on zone, as you see there, going out real quick and just flipping that zone nearly instantly here. Splashdown here for good measure here. Gonna shut down that hammer here, but this duel between the Nautilus and the Stamper is gonna go, dude, just one pick for pick. I cannot keep up.
It is blow for blow right now in this street match right now. Temkyun trying to roll away with that Dynamo Roller, but to no avail quite yet. Medicated Mikuzma, though, still holding onto the zone as the water is now going to drop at that 60-point mark. And right now, Beku Brip, 2 down, 3 down. It's just going to be the sword in the zone, holding onto that crab tank. Going to find one pick, though. Going to be taken down by Tico. So close to getting that double there. Here come the Tri-Strikes from Beku Brip to try and find their way back into zone, and they're going to get that cap just like that. But Medicated Mikuzma is still living large, but not quite as large, with a hammer in their face, finding 2 picks and threatening to find a third.
Oh my goodness, the Booyah is going to be able to clean that up here, but a splashdown, blow for blow, trade for trade, as you said before. There's just so many scrappy instances where these teams just find a way to just trade the other player out, but not progress on the objective. It's one of those games where just the rich kind of get richer, and that's kind of the game that Splatoon 3 is indeed.
I mean, yeah, it just, these teams want a brawl, and quite frankly, I love watching teams just fight with each other and interact with each other. It is such a treat to watch. And right now, I mean, it's going in the favor of Medicated Mikuzma, that is for sure, but Becky Brip showing signs of life with a hammer double, ring around the Rosie of the middle of the zone there to get that cap back into their favor here with 3 minutes to go. And this Ink Brush, the Will of D lives strong, but not quite strong enough to stop that Dynamo from getting that pick from behind. So Medicated Mikuzma back in control of the zone, but Becky Brip certainly, I mean, living large and living really, doing a lot of good work on the zone.
Oh yeah, for sure. The zone is living large and just going pretty well here if you're on the side of Medicaid and Kuzma as well. But oh, the Zipcaster barely misses because of the splashdown, giving him that little bit of extra elevation right there to dodge the direct shot right there. Beautiful splashdown in the sense of being able to dodge a direct hit from a Stamper shot there. But no, the zone's still going to be painted here, and we see this Ink Brush Nouveau constantly putting in work, seeking out these jumps here, blow for blow, and more situations around. But just this Ink Brush is being a menace to society, Pinky.
I mean, that's just the Ink Brush code of conduct, I feel. You got to be as obnoxious as possible. And this Ink Brush living up to the task here, but Tico with that splashdown is going to be able to get the zone back into control of Medicaid Mikuzma and stack up that penalty against Becky Brib, which very important because Becky Brib putting on one heck of a charge on this zone timer here, almost threw their penalty yet again, and they're pretty close to that lead, so Medicaid Mikuzma has got to find a way to stop Becky Brip from scoring on the zone. And with an Ink Brush in their walls, that's easier said than done here.
Oh yeah, for sure. They found the perfect opportunity just to be able to go up into the spawn here, to be able to stall the zone right here, but it keeps being capped out. The lead has not been swapped yet. You are getting these picks here, but you're not capping the zone in time here. Using the splash down here. Oh.
Curious things are happening in this lobby. Oh no!
Oh man, a DC on the side of Medicaid and Kuzma as well is very unfortunate indeed. But hey, you're gonna have to play it out here. We are past 230 here and under 50 points right here. You're gonna have to see what you can do here and shut down this Ink Brush as well. And that's gonna be your aerospray, so a large amount of paint is gonna be cut out of your comp here.
Yeah, but this is just a really rough spot for Medicaid and Kuzma. Becky Brip, it just, I mean, it feels like the win was kind of handed to them, but they still have to play this one out. There's still a splash on the zone. Wait a minute, Becky Brip's still getting staggered just a little bit, but this Ink Brush is going to be coming through, going to be finding 2 picks, and just the V-shot is going to be left here, and now Becky Brip so close to the lead, and with that wipeout, that is almost assuredly going to be a lead in their hands and an end to this set in terms of the victor being decided.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're still in this, 30 seconds. You still got time to do it, but you have to do it now. Unfortunately, 2 members go down here. You have one last push in here. Zuka is online. If there's a special that can create miracle, it is certainly Zuka's, but they can't. It's just, unfortunately, the shot has to be able to go into zone here. Hopefully contest it right here. It does get flipped. 3 members down here. They are still in this, Pinky.
They're still alive. There is still a hope. Where there is a will, there is a way. But Octoprime trying to shut it down here from this left side. And the rest of Becky Brip is respawning here. It's going to have to happen in overtime. Splashdown comes out, gets 1 pick. That Brush is trying to live alive. But here comes those strikes from the T-Tech to cap the zone. Casey just standing still, though, and going to concede it as Becky Brip takes game number 2, goes up 2-0 in the set.
Oh my goodness, that looked doable for sure. Just, you had the picks, you had the zone control, you had everything you needed except for that one little X factor. That was the tri-strikes coming in at the end there, capping that zone, stealing the game away from Medicaid and Kuzma. Beku Brip is going to be up 2-0.
Yeah, and that's just a tragic end to that game. I mean, Medicaid and Kuzma was in such a strong spot, and we could have continued having such a great game, but that DC around the 130 mark just kind of popped that balloon a little bit and fizzled out a little bit. So Becky Brip going to be getting that set win, but Medicaid and Kuzma can still try to mitigate that damage and get a game win under their belt here. Game 3, Tower Inkblot. And if you want to talk about a classic in this game, you got to talk about Tower Inkblot.
Oh, if you want to talk about classics, just like the McDonald's fries or Smash Final Destination and no items on. This is one of the tried and true combos. This is a leftover from Splatoon 2 that fans just absolutely love to death because there's a block, Pinky. There's a block you can use to climb in and out of your spawn for both defense and offense, and it's something I just baffles me that is missing in the other ink blot modes that I cannot understand for the reason me is gone.
I don't know, man, but it's a Splatoon world and we're just living in it. But yeah, I think to find a Smash Bros analogy, I think this is just Battlefield because like so many things work so incredibly well on this map. No one hates going to Tower Inkblot. Some things work better than others. You have your typical AoE landing catchers, you have your buckets, your blasters, your swords, and all that regard. But everyone likes to be on Tower Inkblot. It's a very neutral playing field, and it's typically like, man, we lost this game. What are we going to counterpick to? Tower Inkblot? Let's run it.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's one of the first map modes that come to mind because it's just a very back and forth game mode, and it allows a lot of play styles to flourish. Oh, you want to have a sharking play style? You can totally rock that. Oh, we want to rock some blasters here. We can do that here. It's tower control. Blasters are strong on tower control. If we want to have a Nautilus, a Dynamo, a Clash Blaster, you can certainly make that work here as well. It seems like Medicaid Mikuzma is going back to their roots from game 1 here and trying to find a way to counter Beku Brip.
Yeah, so here we go. Game number 3, the conclusion of this set in the last game of the Swiss pool stage of the Series of Junior Draft. Let's make it a good one here. Already very neutral start here. No picks happening, and as soon as I say it, commentator's curse. 4 bodies hit the floor immediately in this Dynamo, hunting for more, trying to find the last 2 with that giant hitbox of theirs, but going to be running out of ink, popping the cooler, trying to stay alive. Is going to be rolling over. Vagan finds another pick. This Dynamo's gotten 4 picks while on the screen. Finally being taken down by this T-Tech, but T-Tech gets taken down, and Medicaid and Mikuzma already done with that first checkpoint on the tower.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
The first checkpoint, but this one has 3 members go down to you. 3 slashes, 3 instant kills right here. It's just a bloodbath here in mid, and an opportunity for Beku Brip to be able to push here forward. All that momentum at the start right there is immediately being turned on its head here, Pinky.
Yeah, but the Dynamo's going to be able to cancel that Zipcaster prematurely there. So Beku Brip at that second checkpoint, but does not have a lot of manpower. It's just going to be the T-Tech left as the last option, trying to retreat onto that stack area, high away from the rest of Medicaid and Mikuzma, but this Clash Blaster hunting for them as best they can. Dynamo going to find a pick on the Stamper as well. Hammer coming out, finds 2 picks, but the Hammer is the last player alive. Here comes the splashdown. No picks happening from either of them, though. 3.5 minutes left in this game, and already this has been action-packed.
Oh, action-packed is the understatement for this set here. Just every second, every minute, a team is finding a way to one-up each other and just go back and forth here. Picks are coming up left and right here, and just the teams are trying to find a way to just essentially stabilize right now. Find these picks, get the tower in a way it can push forward here. Octoprime zoning out the other members here of Medicaid and Kuzma as well. And this Nautilus battle, but unfortunately has to back up due to the lack of ink. I felt that, Pinky.
Yeah, I mean, 3 minutes to go. It is rough right now. Just utter bloodbath. So much action happening at all facets of the map. And it's just hard to keep track at this point in time because this tower has not been moving very far, but stuff has been happening. Picks have been coming out on either side right now. And now Medicaid and Mikuzma pushing that tower slowly but surely, gets the pick on the Stamper as well to stop their first push. Now they just have to wait out the strike. Slashing being popped for good measure as an intimidation tactic. Zuka being going to be able to find a pick as well, but Beku Brip still strong in this defense.
Oh yeah, for sure. This defense is great right here, but right now you need more than defense. You need to be able to swap that lead and then be able to push out the other members of Medicaid and Mikuzma who's staying on their stacks right here. The Dynamo does go down. There is no cooler here. Zipcaster's going to come out here as well, and opportunities to push here is going to be looking good here for Beku Brip.
Absolutely. 2 minutes to go. Beku Brip they don't have the lead quite yet, but they're not super far off, but they're going to be going 2 down. And oh my god, these jumps are going to be camped here by this Nautilus. Yeah, 1-2, buckle my shoe. 3-4, raise the score here. And Medicaid and Mikuzma trying to lower that score as they're going to get back on that tower. Strikes being popped from behind them, but is not going to be deterring them very much in any way, as Clash Blaster is trying to live large with that AoE, but the Brush going to find that pick by the tower. And I mean, It's just a bloodbath happening at all parts of the map, especially in that middle here. But Becky Brip finds that wipeout here with a minute 30 to go, and they are going fast for that first checkpoint.
Oh, fast for this first checkpoint indeed. The hammer's already popped here. We see another jump potentially going to get camped here. They do manage to get it here, but you're not going to be able to set up here for Medicaid Kuzma. The damage has been done here, but Beku Bip goes 3 down, and the tower is stolen away, but I think the Clash Blaster, Mickey?
Yeah, Clash Blaster on this tower control. It can hit the tower so incredibly easily, and it's just so hard to deal with. So right now, a minute to go. 12 points separates the leader. There's no checkpoints in between. Splashdown Zipcaster battle is going to go in favor of neither of them, it seems. Clash going to go down 3 down on the side of Beku Brip, though, and that's a full wipeout. Medicaid and Mikuzma continuing to push this tower with 45 seconds left to go, popping that tactical, putting that pressure on the enemy plat, and trying to do whatever they can to get this game in their hands.
For sure. You know, getting these extra points here can definitely be helpful in the long term. You do have 30 seconds here. You have the resources. Let's push up here, stagger them further, push the tower back, kill one with the splashdown here, go for this second checkpoint, and immediately it's going to be a battle for this tower right here. The Dynamo's trying to roll away. It's barely getting out here and gets a pick here, Pinky.
Yeah, but this Clash Blaster trying to find this Ink Brush on the wraparound here. 15 seconds of regular time for Beku Brip. It's going to have to happen in overtime with this insane push. Strikes being popped just a little bit early, though. T-Tech goes down. Stamper goes down. That might just be a wrap on this push here, Neptune. This Nautilus raining heaven from above with those flatling shots. And Medicated Mikuzma bounces back to get game 3.
Unbelievable. Just both these teams just went at it. Just pick for pick, blow for blow. It was a bloodbath, a brawl, a battle. All the B words I can think of to describe this game just got leaked out at the entirety of this game.
Yeah, I mean, just such an incredibly well played game by both these teams here. Medicaid and Mikuzma, just, man, they went insane. And just all the picks that happened over the course of the set. If you want to see people brawling in Splatoon 3, this is your tournament to do it, man. People just want to fight. They want to punch each other in the face. They want to get punched in the face, and they want to have a good time while doing it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that's it's honestly just brings me back to just my childhood days, you know, watching like Dragon Ball or like any other shonen anime, just seeing people slug it out, seeing who comes out on top right here. Just two titans coming together and clashing. Seeing who comes out on top is just always a treat to see. But Pinky, we are done with the Swiss group stage here, and we're gonna have to pass off the mic to both Keone and Rocket here shortly.
Yeah, you guys will be in good hands, but sadly that's going to be the end of the road here for Neptune and myself for this tournament. I had a great time, Neptune. I hope you had a great time, and I hope all of our viewers had a great time watching the Swiss stage. But we're going to be back after a short little break with a new set of commentators for the Alpha Bracket. So stay tuned to see the conclusion of this month's Juniors Draft.
and said would be riding with them, and if it was okay if she brought a new boyfriend. I was surprised because we hadn't seen her in years, but I was apprehensive to agree. Eventually, I did agree and hoped that she resolved whatever caused her so much distress when she was around my family. Well, it took all of 24 hours for her to start the nonsense. She texted my husband paragraphs at 3 a.m. telling me how she felt about our family. First, she went on to say how much she missed them being close and how I came in and destroyed their close relationship when I barely said 50 words to her in 9 years. She asked him if he was happy with his life because, again, he used to say he never wanted kids or to get married. She then asked if he thought about it all this time and if he would meet up with him before the shower face to face. That was the last straw for me. I asked my husband if he knew she was in love with him, and he just shrugged it off. He said he didn't doubt my theory. Apparently, when she was 11, she asked if they could hug or kiss, and he said no. He admits her behavior since then has always been weird and dramatic, but he didn't pay her much attention because there were many siblings and they all hung out all the time. I asked him if he could uninvite her and his new boyfriend because I think she's going to be drama for a baby shower. He said he wants to talk to his parents first to see what kind of state she's in, but I know in my gut that she's ready to ruin our day with teenagers. So am I the a-hole for wanting to invite her to the baby shower? Am I the a-hole if I invite my sister-in-law who's in love with my husband? My husband and I met each other at a ski lodge 9 years ago. I was with my young daughter, a female friend, and a child. My husband was with his 2 brothers and 3 sisters and a few friends. There was a singing competition and both of us were set up by our friends together. Sparks flew during our duet and the rest is history. This was the first time I caught on to my sister-in-law in disturbing behavior. After the singing competition, he and I went to the cafe to chat. His middle sister, Tina, who was adopted at birth, came storming up to us and demanded we come back to their group. She never looked at me and whined when he shut her down. She ran off crying and apparently took her sister's room key cards and locked them out so they had to stay with the friends in their room. Fast forward to when we bought a house together. We had a housewarming and invited family and close friends. Tina showed up in a S-Side Club outfit. She ignored me the entire time and hung all over my boyfriend at the time. She kept recalling tales of them when they were little and how close they were. She'd kiss him on the cheek, hug him, and touch his arm when laughing. He was visibly uncomfortable, so I stepped in. At first, I just thought she had a crush on him, but the way she was acting looked like she was a girlfriend and not me. She was going around reminding/telling everyone that he used to say he never wanted to have kids, but now he's playing daddy to my daughter. One of my friends said she thought Tina was weird for talking about how hot his modeling photos were when he did print work back in college, and her favorite photo was of him at a beach in Hawaii during a family vacation a few years back. The most bizarre thing she told a few people was that he had never dated a woman of color before, now all of a sudden he's in love. It's only bizarre to me because she's biracial, so I don't know why she's bothered her unless she's jealous of him because she wished she were me. Then things go south at the end of the night when he gets down on one knee and proposes to me. She started crying and ran away. Their dad went to check on her and then drove her home. I knew exactly why she was upset, but my husband always equated her behavior to jealousy because she never had healthy relationships. After that tantrum, she skipped our wedding, baby shower, our children's birthday parties.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and welcome to.
Extending invitations because I knew she wasn't going to show up. She had some sort of mental breakdown and was in and out treatment for issues. I wish nothing but the best for her, and I don't know what kind of issues she's going through, but I don't want her disrupting my peace. I'm currently pregnant, and our baby shower is at the end of this month. I'm having it a few months early because I'm at risk for going into labor early, like I did with my other 2 children. My mother-in-law called to our SVP and stated Tina would be riding with them, and if it was okay if she brought a new boyfriend. I was surprised because we hadn't seen her in years, but I was apprehensive to agree.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Juniors Draft here on Under Pressure. I believe the Drizzle Season 2024 edition on top of it. I am Kyone. I am joined by the one and only Rocket. Before we begin, Rocket, how are you doing?
I am doing wonderful here now, Keon. I always love Juniors Draft. I mean, just take a look at some of the creativity we have on these teams. I mean, these teams are put together within about a week, I believe, and they are basically just given that amount of time to get to know each other a little bit, get some comps maybe going, and then perform. And then, obviously, since these teams are here now in our top bracket here in Alpha, they've done pretty well with themselves. We have Excommunicated Ellie versus Whimsical Wallflowers today in our first quarterfinals match.
Now, before I even touch upon these two and the logos they have, I do appreciate the theming that we got here. We have clearly the representative of Ellie and I think and Wallflowers there, which I've actually part of me actually thinks that that's something different altogether. But that's just me notably. But I'm more excited about the logos for sure. I'm actually gonna go for the bottom up there because I mean, of course, it's just the juniors draft logo for Ellie. But Whimsical Wallflowers has a killer logo. By the way, Rocket.
I know, it is so nice, well put together. I mean, look at it on display right there. I mean, yeah, yo, it's so, yeah, it's really shining through. I mean, we've seen the creativity throughout all the teams. I mean, we've all probably seen in the previous Swiss brackets as well. We saw all these teams, and it's just really inspiring that this could be a stepping stone for many to get into the competitive scene. I mean, myself included. I mean, I participated in a juniors draft like two juniors drafts ago, so I'm really excited to see if any of these names may show up in the future of Splatoon competitive, because I think it's a wonderful way for people to get introduced to it and really excited about just Splatoon in general.
Yeah, and especially with the requirements here in the junior draft, which by the way is A+ or lower to my knowledge there too. So with all the reps that all these players are having with the teams that have gotten together in the span of a handful of weeks, and maybe get to see how they perform. We'd love to see them down the road here as well. But Rock, I'm also going to reel you back here a bit here, because I will give note that yes, that is indeed the juniors draft logo there for Ellie. It's only fitting that is the logo for a team representing Ellie here on that side. And you know what? I'll give them points for that.
I mean, yeah, they have something to live up for sure. I mean, this big expectations. So maybe we could see. Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe.
You know what? I could have believed. You know what? I could have believed it there too.
Yeah, I could have believed it as well, but. Yeah, definitely some big weights on their shoulders. I mean, I'm pretty sure both these teams are obviously excited to be here. I know I've been in their place before. They are just amped up, excited, and yeah, we are just gonna hop into our best of 5. Just taking a quick look at the map so far. Our first map will be Rainmaker on Undertow Spillway here. What are your thoughts on that map mode, Keon?
Well, there's a reason why it is. Why it is in many tournaments, even outside of junior drafts, the final destination of Rainmaker maps. It's probably actually one of the more balanced ones that we get to see across the board. And there's 2 different ways that teams can attack it there too. The left side, of course, is one of the more safer sides, especially with changes from eons ago that made a certain portion of the map inkable, and it will, so you can see a lot more pushes going that direction. You do get to see teams go push right side for a quick checkpoint. So there's really nothing wrong to go with that. And Rocket, especially with the teams that are trying to get themselves more familiar together, I'm gonna be excited to see what both teams actually gonna dish out weapons wise. Of course, with all the teams kind of being thrown in, we could expect a lot of things. I know from our Swiss stages earlier today, Rocket, we've seen. Let me think here. Ultra stamps. We've seen reef sliders. They've been everywhere today. So hey, I'm a fan of whatever the teams want to dish out here.
Embrace chaos. That's what I love about Juniors Draft. Embrace chaos. We can see any type of weapon, any type of comp. All bets are off. Anything can work, honestly, and that's what I love about it, because it just allows us to get a unique view on Splatoon competitive. That usually you have these like meta weapons that you see often in like higher tournaments, but here be my guess what weapon we will see today. But yeah, just to touch on the map a little bit as well, the first checkpoint usually is a basic. It's much easier to get, obviously, but the second checkpoint is where the true battle starts. I mean, you have the elevated positions that the defenders can position themselves on, and if they're smart, they can make it a real pain to get through if you don't have the specials to get through. And just a quick side note as a reminder to everybody here, we are in brackets now, so it is no longer Swiss play all 3. This is where there are stakes. This is where teams are eliminated. But with it being a best of 5, these teams will have an opportunity to really get to know the other team, kind of see their tendencies, and I'm sure we're going to be in for some wonderful games here, Keon.
And especially in a best of 5 situation, entering in, of course, we're covering alpha brackets specifically here, but entering in, you lose a set, you're basically done. You're done from the tournament for the rest of the day, and you don't get to play all 5. It's best of 5, first to 3 being the equivalent terms here. So you can use the first map strategically to understand how the team plays. But of course, each map starts to matter the more you play in these best of 5 situations. You've seen in other tournaments that they do best of 7s, best of 9s are everywhere. That's crazy. You'll see them across the board. I just realized what you're laughing about there. Okay, I don't think that needs to be really explained, but yeah, there it is. But we're jumping straight
straight into things here. Let's see what weapons and what they have in store for us. We have a ballpoint already, not very uncommon at all. On the other side, actually, we're seeing a different flavor of light tetras, if you will. I like these comps a lot. Interestingly, we have a cooler for the side of Whimsical Wildflower on that Tri-Slosher, on the other side with the N-Zap. I like these short range, more aggressive playstyles here, especially with Rainmaker. And we see already Excommunicated Ellie is already trying to take this left side. Will get taken down quickly, though, as 3 members of Whimsical Wildflower go down.
Yeah, multiple members of Wallflowers are going to be going down in quick succession there. As this actually should be the first checkpoint being cleared out there. Notably near to the left checkpoint could be the easiest one to fight for each go around, especially if you can clear out that pathway. And if you're able to continue to snowball it further, which they are able to do so, you're going to be seeing a 2-down situation, possibly get way out of control in a quick second. Crisis should be able to send one home. No, not quite yet. It's only just the 1 point remaining marker there, but it's still 2 down on both sides. It still could be sustained there, but it's been cleared out. The Whimsical Wallflowers do get to live for another day, but talk about a strong first push right out of the gate for the Excommunicated Ellies here. It's a great start for them, Rocket.
Welcome to Brackets. Hello, Excommunicated Ellie. What a beautiful push, making it down to the 1 point mark. Now, Whimsical Wallflower have a lot on their hands now, having to come back from that with pretty much a knockout in order, exactly a knockout to really try to stay in this. But still, Excommunicated Ellie are still keeping up the pressure here. Karai on having that Rainmaker here will find 1. 2 players are down. It is just left to the Junior and the Blobber to really try to stall this for Whimsical Wallflower as they wait here. But Healy, the Tri-Strikes are online and available for this push. 1 will go down, and let's see if they can continue to sustain this push, because so far they've really taken the pace to Whimsical Wallflower.
Yeah, and so far Whimsical Wallflower is having a rough go trying to deal with basically a composition that, if you were to compare it to a mashup of weapons you get to see in previous metas during Splatoon, it's kind of what you're seeing right here. It's kind of rare to see this in Junior's Draft, where you kind of expect, players opting to play a little bit more comfort, more weapons that they're more familiar with. But in this case, for Excommunicated Ellies, they're playing weapons that you just normally get to see every day. And they've been playing it too very well at this stage, as Spencer is going to go down there. It's going to be a 3-down situation for Excommunicated Ellie here, and another good stop here from Whimsical Wallflowers. They should be able to get this one through. Splatcat and the rest and the Senior correction from the Whimsical Wallflowers trying to clear out as much pain as they can. They're going to opt for the reset here, and this so far still just 1 point remaining. Excommunicated Ellie though still looking for that finishing blow, looking for that possible KO if they're able to make that even count.
I mean, yeah, but you still have half the game to be played here, Gion, so anything can happen here, especially with a promising-looking push here. You have the rain on your back, but Splatcat will get quickly taken out there. Excommunicated Ellie will manage to pop a cooler. This is going to be huge for this team fight. We see the Zipcaster being deployed, trying to make something happen here, trying to find a flank. Will try to find 2, not quite. Won't find them yet, but they will actually eventually go down there in a beautiful defense of Excommunicated Ellie in themselves. Now they try to push this left side again, and just the constant aggressiveness I see from this team, I love it.
Yeah, and Excommunicated Ellie still able to hold this one through, but I gotta love the light Tetra play on top of it too, with the Zipcaster using it as the skirmish weapon there. Again, I've spoken with a few people as well about how light Tetras could make its way through, but never found their mark just due to the ink usage there. But at the end of the day, they're able to make the most amount of value there with the Zipcaster and using that main weapon to its incredible ability. Now they only did get 1 pick by the end of it, but it at least gave them points on the board. But they gotta figure out a way to get this push started there. There's Cries. They're gonna get shut down from the Ancient right away. Splatcat's gonna be the one holding the Rainmaker strong. It's 3 down, but that sub, I believe, from Aurelio is able to take them home, and that actually slows it down just enough. It buys themselves enough time. Excommunicated Ellie, great hold on defense so far. 1:09 left to go here. Rocket and Whimsical Wallflower still looking for the first checkpoint.
Yeah, they're trying to find an opening here, but Excommunicated Ellie are not giving it to them. They're trying to hold firm here, as actually the Rainmaker will try to rush to the left side, will get quickly taken down by that splashdown, and now the Rainmaker is in a great position for Excommunicated Ellie here to try to hold on to this, as they really can just play this a little safe here, just try to stabilize the round. But actually the Rainmaker's going in the wrong direction here, as Karai was the last member standing here, and they will eventually be they will actually survive a little bit to live the tail for the rest of their team to get back onto the map here. But a beautiful kill there, 2 players down for Whimsical Wildflower, and here is the Zipcaster yet again. Will get shut down by the Inkjet. 25 seconds left. It is crunch time now for Whimsical Wildflowers.
Crunch time is gonna
Ballpark.
kick in there, and I do appreciate the fact that X-Men Ellie thought for sure, okay, maybe this could be the time for the stall if they even really wanted to make it count. But by the time the Whimsical Wallflower quickly realized the assignment, they were able to break that one through, get the Rainmaker to drop. Now they got 5 seconds left to even just remotely pick up this Rainmaker here. This is gonna be a chase down for players here, but it's not gonna be enough time. The Rainmaker did not get out of its bubble there. Rocket's gonna be game 1 to excommunicated Ellie here in round 1.
Yeah, and we really saw a really fast-paced game there from excommunicated Ellie. I mean, we both saw it, like, we barely were able to get our thoughts out before they were already, oops, they got the first checkpoint, and then they're already knocking it down to 1. I mean, they really set the pace for this entire set already here, showing how powerful, how well-coordinated their team is. I mean, you're seeing the beautiful use of the jet there, but just the entirety of how they were able to group together on that push with their specials in mind to create so much space for the Rainmaker to move in. They're definitely going to be, that's going to be something to keep your eye on for sure. And if you're on the other side of Whimsical Wallflowers, it is okay. You only lost 1, so there's still plenty of time to get into it, but still well fought up until the very end there, because it looked like they were going to get a last-second hurrah.
And when you're a team trying to work together, trying to understand how the other team plays, they have one player focus onto that backline from excommunicated Ellie. Try to see if they can get them out of there so they can then pop the Rainmaker. But at that point, you're with 10 seconds left to go, and you're the team that basically effectively dropped the Rainmaker because of the checkpoint. You have to pop it through and then pick up the Rainmaker quickly there as well. So kind of splitting priorities there. But that generally happens. You get to see it throughout whatever you can during the 3 weeks there. So Rocket game 1 does go to excommunicate Ellie. Then we go to game 2 here, and it's gonna be a Museum de Alfonsino Clam Blitz. This one is a huge staple in clams. Gonna be intrigued to see how both teams attack it, especially with the way the map's laid out.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, usually when I see this map, I think of just special usage. I mean, the special usage is going to be key here for getting those lockout situations. We didn't see a bubble in that previous game, but Tri-Strike specifically could provide some value here. We take a look here. Same comp coming out on the other side. We see a Paintbrush. Hello, we're seeing a Paintbrush now. Welcome here, and it's going to be the Tenna Missiles Paintbrush specifically here. Whimsical Wildflowers will change it up on us a little bit. Maybe they didn't like how their previous comp turned out, but let's see if their fortunes change for them here. But already they do go 1 player down.
3 weapon switch, by the way, on Whimsical Wallflowers, and they got the Splash, they got the Slosher, you got that Paintbrush with the Tenna Missiles, as you noted there earlier. So they figured, okay, well, it didn't quite work. Let's just go try to change it up, see if we can figure our way through and try to solve the riddle of excommunicated Ellie, which again they're going to be sticking with the same weapons here. So they tried their best with the Blob, the Tri Slosher Develop, going to switch out of it, but I'm going to be intrigued to see how this group of players will attack this one out, because again, this is a Clam Blitz, 8 clans for the Power Clan, just trying to move their way forward. And just trying to find the openings is going to be intriguing. One thing I'd like to keep an eye on is just that Splash player, because they do have not just the Power Clan right now, they also have the Crab Tank, if they can take full advantage of it, because that Crab Tank does put out a lot of paint and a lot of coverage.
Yeah, and especially if they can possibly combine it with the Tri-Strikes that you have with the bucket, potentially. It could provide for a very, very snowbally push, but we actually see excommunicated Ellie just trying to go in. They could potentially get the goal here. Ryan will manage to pop the goal. 1 player does go down for Whimsical Wildflower, and then another actually manages to find its way, and on their way out, the bucket will find 1 in their wake. Just a straight push there, and they were able to dodge all those members of Whimsical Wallflowers to manage to take the early lead there and down to 60 as well.
2 quick power clams in, and also very serendipitous clam spawns, if you will, because based on how the clam spawns, you could get very fortunate for the power clam on your way through, and they managed to get spawn 3 right in close range of each other, which effectively meant that push that could have just been, between 60 to 80 turns out to be just 60 points, and sometimes you'll be lucky when that happens. And hey, excommunicated Ellie getting 2 power claims in, they get first points on the board. Still not necessarily a safe lead, excuse me, and there's still a chance for the Whimsical Wallflower to push themselves through, but just they have to figure out where the openings are. They did lose the light Tetris from earlier, which they're looking to use as a skirmishing weapon at this stage, trying to take advantage of their Zipcaster and their main weapon on top of it. But it looks like things kind of slowing down right now. Whimsical Wallflower is just trying to play this one a little cautiously at this stage. Zap is going to go down. They are going to lose 2 on their end, and so Whimsical Wallflower will have to just totally reset at this stage.
Yeah, the ball won't quite find its way through, so that will be one ball lost for Whimsical Wallflowers, but they will still have another ball available for them, so it's okay. They can just sit back and reset a little bit. As we see here, a bucket v bucket battle in the mid here on the spinner, just trying to find an opportunity. But we actually see already Excommunicated Ellie do have 2 balls to their name, and look at the clam advantage for them. 19, 20, and counting. Look at that. 3 players are down for Whimsical Wallflowers. There is the 4, now a potential delayed wipeout, and it is the penalty. And the barrier is broken now. Any score could continue to extend this lead. The ball will not quite find its way towards the goal, just landing just short. But actually, a player will manage to pick it up from the back. This blaster, though, is popping off here, trying to stay alive. We'll find some clamps to throw in, and it is just an ink bath. The bucket will manage to find the ball that it was dropped and will manage to throw it in. What a push by Excommunicated Ellie that they're having here.
Yeah, Excommunicated Ellie still keeping this push very much alive, in fact, because they just took in 3 members out of their base, and this is just starting to go out of control in a quick second here. This could be the 100-0 KO, and it will be game 2 going to Excommunicated Ellie there. There's a lot of things to break down there because it was just chaos and also a short power clam toss, which I was afraid was going to disappear there. But the Whimsical Wallflowers, the defense not quite there. They only had 1 member spawn back in there to protect the basket, and it just meant that a quick jump in, pick up the power clam, recognizing it is still there. We can get quick scores that way, and hey, Excommunicated Ellie able to take that to a 100-0 victory there on top of it. Yeah, this was the jump I was noticing right away. If we were about to lose that power clam, we were like, nah, I'll pick that one up and take that one all the way home. And also, shout outs to the blaster earlier with the double to keep the push alive there too.
Yeah, and this all started based on the delayed wipe that Excommunicated Ellie were able to inflict onto Whimsical Wallflowers. I mean, once they were able to do that, a PAP opened, and after that, the floodgates opened. I mean, you had all the members of Excommunicated Ellie throwing themselves at the point, and Keely, like you mentioned, Keon Kaya, that blaster player, I believe, was able to stay alive just momentarily, being able to find 2 in their wake, and not only that, were able to stay alive just enough to provide jumps for the rest of their team and ultimately secure the 100-0 knockout. But now, if you're Whimsical Wallflowers, you're looking at a potential sweep now, so you need to really stabilize yourself here, as now it is do or die time.
Do or die time now. Now, of course, in certain circles, you'll hear reverse sweep territory here. The team down 2-0 needs to win the next 3 to take this one all the way home, and it has to start with Umami Ruined Zones. This is going to be a 2-zone map here, Rocket, where it's kind of split on both ends. So if for both teams, the focus, of course, will have to be not only have to get both zones, you can just simply flip one over if you need to just force neutral if you're on the defending side. So a lot of things that, from what we saw so far of the Whimsical Wallflowers, especially with the team they have together, they're not afraid to basically change whatever weapon works to their comfort. And Excommunicated Ellie is just like, all right, it's worked for us, so why not just run it back with the same? So I wouldn't be surprised again if the Wallflowers just try to throw more weapon picks just to see which one sticks.
Yeah, and that could potentially open up an opportunity to where now Whimsical Wallflowers have had 2 matches where now they know what Excommunicated Ellie can run, so they can really play around what they've run so far, maybe try to counteract that like you were mentioning about. And to touch on Umami Ruins, I think the most important part of this map is going to be that mid elevated area there in between both of the zones, because that really allows you to have the advantage in any fights. If we take a look at Ellie, they are sticking with the same weapons. Taking a look at the other side, we're seeing a gold arrow spray and an explosure here.
Yeah, so the wholesale change from the Whimsical Wallflowers, we already saw one on stream, I believe, earlier there too, with the gold spray being used. Expect crazy amounts of Booyah Bombs being farmed out there from the Whimsical Wallflowers. They also have the Custom Expo, which can also dish out a lot of paint and pressure if they can use it right. But the important thing that if you are the Expo in this situation is to stay alive. The thing that's been constant so far has been the light Tetras. Can they get a lot of value with their ability to skirmish? And they're going to keep the Paintbrush Nouveau. There's the 10 of missiles that is going to hopefully force Ellie, the Excommunicated Ellies for that matter, to be pushed a little bit backwards. So Ellie will have to play this one a little patiently and then have to figure out how to deal with the crazy amount of paint that Whimsical Wallflowers dish now. 56 points remaining. We could be seeing a zone flip here. No, it's going to be stuck in neutral. Wallflowers will get the zones back here, Rocket.
I want to mention a different change of pace here. We're seeing Whimsical Wallflowers manage to really pull away a little bit, at least early, but now they will eventually lose steam as Excommunicated Ellie will find an opening, will find the ability to now take out these straggling members of Wallflowers, as now Wallflowers are forced back onto the retake here as they are knocking down here. This could potentially be a quick lead switch here because remember, Excommunicated Ellie, this is their first push. They have Cooler available on their back, so the lead switch can be fast here. We do see the Booyah Bomb being deployed right now. This could be huge for Whimsical Wallflower. Wow. 2 in the wake and the Reef Slider on the other side and the Splashdown. What a quick turnaround for 3 specials there from Whimsical Wallflowers.
Rocket, can we talk about that Booyah Bomb placement, putting it in the right location in mid, and taking out 2 members just like that? The Reef Slider to focus it on one of the zone, and then the entire team just in quick succession realizes, all right, we're gonna invest the Reef Slider on one side. We somehow got the double out of the Booyah Bomb. Let's get the other. That's an easy zone split there too. They were able to retain as much control as they can, and also he's just still gonna be dishing out. They get the win. They actually get a pick with the gold spray. That's actually kind of incredible. As Karai's gonna be firing off with the Inkjet there. Not able to find any value right away, but there should be 3 down. This should be the chance for Excommunicated Ellie to get the zones back there. But that was a great turnaround, great recognition of the usage of that Booyah Bomb and the Reef Slider all together. And now they're able to get it home to 3-9 punch man, but they have to keep this lead though. They're losing 3 members. Members are going to slowly respawn right now, but Excommunicated Ellie, maybe this is their chance.
Now Cooler yet again online here. Excommunicated Ellie could find themselves an opportunity to really pull away from this. The jump will not be found there from that blaster, but the splashdown is available to really open things up. The jetpack we've seen from Karai has been on point so far. The Booyah Bomb as well we have also seen been on point. It has just been how well these teams can really utilize and play around their special usage here. But so far, Excommunicated Ellie are being able to shut down this retake. It's 2 players, 3 players going down. It is just left to Justin, and that will be a wipeout in favor of Excommunicated Ellie.
One of the unfortunate things there, as we're going to be seeing a lead change here from Excommunicated Ellie, is the focus on the Booyah Bomb. If you're the gold spray users, you have a lot of paint. Is that you have a lot of paint, but the Booyah Bomb has always been focused onto that mid side and not necessarily focus on a zone where you can force a neutral for about a few seconds by themselves or a little bit of time. They've been trying to focus it, trying to see if they can clear out the back line, but by the time they do that, they're still losing members in the front. On top of it, there's the Booyah Bomb being thrown into that one zone, not able to quite neutralize it at that juncture. It is going to be just the 399 difference there. Explo and Ballpoint is going to go down on top of it. Diaphragm's going to be there, gets the pick on the cut, but that's actually really huge. But there, as it's going to be a fight for the zone, this is a much needed zone swap here, Rocket, as Whimsical Wallflower still barely hanging on for dear life at this stage.
They're hanging on by a thread, but they're still hanging on here. They will temporarily lose the zone here. They need to hop onto it, but they are 2 players down here. The Paintbrush here in mid could find itself a beautiful opportunity to try to find some members, but no, they are quickly shut down here. Nearing the minute mark as members of Whimsical Wallflowers are just throwing themselves at the point, trying to find an opportunity to strike, but so far, Excommunicated Ellie have been able to put up a stonewall defense here, just trying to bend but not break here. Now, they will have control of the zone, a lot of penalty to eat through here if they're going for the knockout, but really they can play the safe. They can try to force Whimsical Wallflowers to jump onto the point and make mistakes.
Yeah, and now at this stage, try to see that now with your Whimsical Wallflower, you have to start find a way in. And what are you gonna do to be able to force the zones neutral and then try to find members of Excommunicated Ellie, such as Karai, who's already gotten a pick on the Justin from earlier. See how you can force them off the zone. Taking on the Slosher is gonna help matters there, but Karai taking great advantage of the range, and they take 2 members out. It's actually gonna be a 2 down, and it's gonna be 3 down. And the respawns aren't gonna really favor Whimsical Wallflower. It's gonna be delayed wipeout. This should most likely do it here. As yes, they're gonna punish another jump there. Elfie's gonna go down to Tempter. Cooler's just gonna be dished out there. Just make sure they need to get back into mid. But this is gonna be it here. Rocket as the staggers are gonna come in, and Excommunicated Ellie 3-0. That's the sweep for them here in round 1.
Looking strong. Excommunicated Ellie from start to finish. In the set so far, have been the commanding team. They've complete the sweep, but that isn't to discredit Whimsical Wallflowers at all. I mean, we saw the fight that they showed there. They had the strong control at the beginning there, and they showed a lot of resilience to continue these pushes, just trying to find an opening. They were successful at times. They're cracking open what seemed like a very strong defense that Excommunicated Ellie had, but ultimately they were unable to really pull away from that. But GG's to them. Their tournament run will end here, but Excommunicated Ellie have semifinals to look next to.
Yeah, excommunicated Ellie. I gotta give them a lot of credit though. They played really strong to get together here, and hopefully that still continues to translate here into the semifinals matchup at this stage. But yeah, for Whimsical Wallflowers, you made it to alpha brackets for a good reason. You're able to take care of all the other teams that have also been in the same situation as you were, and that's hey. There's nothing to see as that finishing in basically at round 1 in alpha brackets is still very good for them so far. And then if I take a look at their Swiss records here, as we're still looking to get the next matchup here soon, Rocket, they actually finished 3-1 in third place of that Swiss stage there. So it was pretty close. It was almost a 3-way tie for 3-1, but ultimately dictated seeding there. So they did what they needed to do. They're in the Swiss stages to get to this point, and then hey, excommunicated Ellie is trying to look forward for a juniors draft victory here soon. And hey, they made it to semifinals now. Now you can only go up from here.
Yeah, for sure. And their opponent that will meet them is Corey Compression there, managing to finish off a sweep of their own against Beku Brip. And if you take a look at our other semifinals matchup, we have Sovereign Strings versus Robot on Wheels. Very interesting to see that throughout the quarterfinals of Alpha Bracket, all of those previous quarterfinals ended in a sweep. So really dominant from the winning team. So maybe we see that change now here as we move on to semifinals. And yeah, we're just gonna be taking a moment to just wait for this to queue up. But I just like to mention, like, we didn't see too much chaos in terms of the weapons, but we did see, at least coming from Whimsical Wallflower, their ability to just switch their entire lineup of weapons. And that's what I love about Juniors Draft, the ability to be for some of these players to just really choose how they want to play. I mean, we saw 2 different teams there. We saw one sticking with their own battalion, what they got, and the other switching every single round. But actually, it will be Sovereign Strings versus Robot on Wheels that we'll be looking at. And I love their team pictures. I mean, look at the robot.
So there was an old reference I was trying to remember. It was like Rocket Robot on Wheels. It was like from the N64 era. I'm trying to remember the exact title. One of my friends is gonna roast me for forgetting the title of that game. But that logo is incredible to say the least. That poor Robot on Wheels will have to get back up there eventually. That poor thing. And
I'm so sad.
yeah, I know, right? So I want to give a lot of credit there to Robot on Wheels there. That is an amazing logo. Now, Sovereign Strings, you got a tri-stringer there, tier 2, and we can confirm here it is actually related to, of course, one of the members of our staff, not necessarily related to tri-stringer as well. Sovereign Strings VH there, and I'm trying to remember what the big text said there for a hot second, but yeah, that was we get to see both these teams again. And by the way, we're gonna jump right into this one. By the way, game 1 is gonna be Museum de Alfonso Clan Blitz again. We're running this one back, this time with a different set of teams. We saw, hey, here's that tri-stringer there. We saw an S-Class from earlier, and I believe this is the same team on I believe the side of Robot on Wheels that dished out the Ultra Stand from earlier. So all crazy weapons coming out here, but that's what we love.
Yeah, and I'm liking especially the very aggressive combo you have from Robot on Wheels. I like what they're cooking here with that 10 umbrella, with the sploosh, with the stamp to really find an opening and really pave their way in towards the goal here. Chaos is ensuing. 2 players are down for Sovereign Strings, 1 down the sploosh for Robot on Wheels, but Gumball might be left unchecked here, and that will be the first strike there for Robots on Wheels. They will be able to open up the goal here, but will there be any follow-up? No, it looks like Sovereign Strings are able to close the door and slam it shut. A wipeout for Sovereign Strings there. A wonderful attack, but an even stronger defense will stop the bleeding.
Heavy credit to the defense. They're holding strong there from Sovereign Strings. That was a very sneaky push effectively from Gumball, just able to muscle their way through and get the first points on the board. But the rest of the team was trying to also play catch up on top of it, and Sovereign Strings was able to snuff that one out big time. Now for the Robot on Wheels, they got Azuka at the ready there. They get the nice little wipeout. That's a team coordinated wipeout there on top of it. That was awesome to say the least. Zuka kickstarted one of the picks there, and then 2 members all quickly followed suit. Robot on Wheels just stopped Sovereign Strings in their tracks. And at the same time, Sovereign Strings trades it up with a little wipeout. We got a wipeout on wipeout trade here going on, Rocket.
Back and forth. Robots on Wheels were able to get a counterattack, but completely shut down by that S-Blast. That is the beauty of blasters. You shoot in an area and basically just knock them all down, as all of those members of Robots on Wheels were behind that tent. But we're seeing Sovereign Strings we're able to put in a ball, but just like Robot on Wheels, where they are met very quickly by the strong defense of Robot on Wheels themselves. We are seeing very two evenly fought teams here, but just the chaos by the fact that it's been 2 minutes and we already seen 3 wipeouts. We are seeing just absolute brawls going on here, but now Robots on Wheels will at least take momentum into their favor as they will have, actually, they will sneak a little cap there. Let's see if Gumball can pull off a little bit of one of their miracles that we saw no quickly met there. 4Pixels trying to find somebody with the stand will get shut down themselves. We are seeing a really grueling match fought between these two teams, Keon.
You know what I really like about how close this entire thing is? Jeez, definitely. Christmas is coming soon, everybody. Oh man, shout out to our producer there. But what I was gonna note here, Rocket, was what I love with both the teams. Again, the fact that these teams are basically thrown together here and they're given a handful of weeks to prepare is the fact that they're playing so opportunistic. When you realize that there's a situation where they can strike and get pushes in, they're gonna say yes, go full command, let's make it happen. And that's kind of what we're seeing with these really quick pushes right out of the way. Yes, these are just really quick, like 1 power claim, no additional small claims to boot. But I love that they're just trying to prioritize. All right, let's just get quick scores in. Let's just keep fighting. And I think with the way the weapons are kind of set up, it's kind of allowing for that because of the sploosh and the ink brush that both teams have here, Rocket. So this fight will you're going to be seeing non-stop fighting from both of these teams.
Chaos on chaos on chaos, not only because of the reasons you mentioned there, but because of the nature of Clam Blitz. It is such a volatile game mode where you just have so much happens in so little time here. We do see Sovereign Strings do have the Clam advantage there. They do have 2 balls available for them. Time is winding near down to crunch time here. We're nearing the 1 minute 20 mark here as now Sovereign Strings try to find themselves an opportunity to retake mid here because they will need to take back that very short lead, but it is very doable here, especially with the amount of clams they have. And opportunistic, you were mentioning here, straight, Star will manage to break the barrier there, and they just need 1 more clam to make it possible. Cat here does have the clams available. They will manage to take the lead. They will throw in like the cost of their life, but that will just about do enough for them to at least stay competitive here. Feral Kitty will try to go in. We'll find one with the ink brush, but will be quickly taken out here. But what a lead switch. Now it is Robot on Wheels' turn to feel the pressure as they do go 3 players down. Just left of this junior really in a position. They will get crunched down by the members of Sovereign Strings, but now all eyes are on Robot on Wheels to see what they can do in this push.
Robert may have been the name of the robot that actually unfortunately fell on its side and on its wheels there, Rocket. But the big thing that Robot on Wheels has is that I feel like they're playing a little too fast. And again, when you're considering the players here, again, A+ or lower and thrown together, the inexperience, they may be playing this one with a little bit of an experience and realizing, all right, we just got to keep going. We got to get a push in. It is almost your anarchy mentality of just get points on the board. And unfortunately, when you're flying that power clam close to the lake there and it just despawns in front of you, it's the most unfortunate thing in the world because there's no power clam available. They got to quickly spawn one for the OT, which will not happen. And in the crazy set of circumstances at the end, Sovereign Strings will get the first map here in this best of 5.
What a back and forth. I mean, that was a true boxing match there. Just both teams able to punch each other back and forward. And really, they were really evenly fought throughout. I mean, we mentioned there for about 2 minutes and a half during the time after the wipeouts. We saw there just absolute mayhem unfold. Basically, a tsunami of fights go in mid there. No team really were able to pull away until near the end there. We saw members of Sovereign Strings really find that really cheeky opening. They were able to execute really fast, and ultimately, that's all it needed to determine the match. They were able to clamp down on this defense. They're pulling all their members over there to make sure nobody can pull a sneaky little move like they did. And yeah, now they go up 1-0 in the semifinals match.
I'm gonna ask you a quick question here while the second map is Splat Zones and Mako. Rocket, have you ever had a time where you probably have played Anarchy at a time and when your focus is the objective is like, we just gotta keep this objective alive. Oh, the power clam's all the way up front. We just gotta jump in. Have you ever had an experience where you probably have done that once or twice in the past?
I mean, yeah, when the moment presents itself, when there is so much going on, when there's so much pressure on you, sometimes there's just moments where you just throw yourself at the objective and hope for the best here. But let's see if these teams will switch it up on us a little bit. We do see the Wellstring coming out here. That is new here. I like what they're cooking here with the Wellstring 10 Umbrella combo for the side of Sovereign Strings. I love how they're still keeping up with the both stuff, by the way, even though that wasn't the intention. But hey, I'm all here for it.
Yeah, I'm all there for keeping the bow there and just committing to your logo on top of it too. The robot on wheels is able to get the first push. Now, where I was getting at with the previous question that Rocket is, it feels like because both teams are kind of just playing so fast, it's almost as if they have coffee in their system basically with the adrenaline, adrenaline and caffeine just kind of sinking in, but they're not giving themselves time to slow down and just assess things quick. And that's what you're gonna get. That's what you will be seeing a lot here is who will win all these fast fights. They're having to hurry. Wait, did Pixels actually get the pick onto the Booyah Bomb spawner and then just broke through the shield? That I feel like that's the first time in a while I've seen that. And either way though, Robot on Wheels, I'm making the same mistake that you just did, is able to take this one home to 51 points remain. Again, the fact that both these teams are just playing so fast paced and so opportunistic, you're seeing all the picks just flying across the screen.
Yeah, you're seeing like mini fights going on here and there, mini 1v1s, and they're just all converging at the same time. Sovereign Strings are able to retake the zone, and they will be able to start getting their first points onto the board here. You saw the cooler popped earlier here, but 4Pixels is still in the zone, still trying to find an opportunity. Will find the brush, but will be quickly traded out here. Gumball, you see on that left stack here, just trying to keep things alive for Robot on Wheels, but they will be eventually pushed back here. But now an opportunity may present itself. No, the splashdown, I liked what their head was. They were trying to get the splashdown onto the zone, but it will be quickly canceled out here. The lead might be switched here in Sovereign String's favor, and it will.
Yeah, again, unfortunately, the only speed that Robot on Wheels is currently playing on is just go, and go. But when you're going super fast, you're not giving yourself time to assess the situation at hand, and it's giving Sovereign Strings a lot of chances for them to fight through. One member's all the way stuck in the back there, I believe, on the Sploosh, which has the Ultra Sand ready to go, and is trying to say it's hammer time. Somehow they slip under the hammer, which I feel like I've never seen. That is something I have not seen either. What on earth is this game delivering here? Sovereign Strings is going to be up 2-0. Very interesting thing there. That pick, if that landed, may have helped send the tide only for like a few seconds. That was something to behold.
We have some hammer jank here. We saw, like you just mentioned there, but not only that, I believe the hammer did take down that Booyah Bomb here. Just absolute chaos, embrace chaos. I mentioned it at the beginning. I'm mentioning it yet again. I love it. I love to see it. But yeah, Sovereign Strings were able to counteract really, really effectively. They were able to get back the zone and just didn't look back here. You see the Booyah Bomb that just created so much space, taking out the Tenebrella in the process, and that beautiful shot from that Tri-Stringer as well, plus the cooler. They were able to really clamp on to that point and never look back.
Yeah, I want to see, did Pixels actually...
Oof.
Yeah, wait a minute. They totally just swam under the hammer. I saw that, right? Like,
yeah.
This is literally. I know that there's a song called "You Can't Touch This" by MC Hammer, but I don't think it literally meant to actually follow the song title there. Okay. That was okay. At least my eyes were not deceiving me here. By the way, they're going really fast here. Ramen. It's gonna be one of the maps coming up here, which I actually need to confirm what it was there for hot second. I know it says ramen here, but part of me thinks that, but from the source I got, it's Prawn Airport. We'll see when we spawn in. Either way, but Rocket, I'm glad to know that the hammer jank is still very much real.
Yes, I love it. And little side note, coincidence it being by MC Hammer. I'm just saying, but yeah. But yeah, we are going to be spawning into Marlin Airport. We see a Dynamo Roller switch up. Hello, I believe that's the one with the cooler as well. On the other side, you do see a switch up as well with the sword here. I love how these teams are just switching up their weapons on us. They keep things interesting. Actually, I see 4Pixels. I think he's switching to a different Sploosh as well, having that Squid Beacon as well. I like it a lot, especially with the mode being tower control as we see here.
Yeah, so this is Marlin Airport tower control. This is kind of an interesting tower pathing here, and especially with the rise in elevation. This is gonna be the thing that I want to see how both teams tackle, because you don't normally see this map across the board. And hey, you might be seeing this in your Anarchy rotations there soon. So things to keep an eye out for, as Sovereign Strings is going to get the first checkpoint through, and Robot on Wheels is just throwing themselves into the mayhem that is Sovereign Strings and getting themselves picked off really quickly here, Rocket. They're going to be approaching the second checkpoint here soon. The Tenebrella is actually going to go down. This could be the second checkpoint already cleared out here, Rocket.
They are rolling through the Sovereign Strings. The Booyah Bomb is just waiting for an opportunity to strike, and there it will go. At this point, Robot on Wheels are just trying to find themselves an opening here, because Sovereign Strings are just rolling. They're going towards that checkpoint here near the goal. They are already at the third checkpoint. 20 ticks left onto it. They're just Robot on Wheels is desperately finding opportunity, as the S-Blast will find two, but the umbrella is on the tower. The tower will be moved back at least temporarily. That will buy Robot on Wheels some time to get back into this, but Cat on this S-Blaster has been a key player for Sovereign Strings. You see, not only from the beautiful shots like that, they've been hit, but also the Booyah Bomb. The Dynamo will quickly take them out of commission, though, but so far, Robot on Wheels is trying to find themselves an opening here to stabilize.
Robots on Wheels gameplay currently is predicated on trying to find as many openings, trying to see if they can find members of Sovereign String off guard, but Sovereign Strings is just shutting any of those opportunities down as quick as they can. And then again, we're seeing just these staggered situations there. You're going to see the respawns really not favoring Robot on Wheels at the stage, and it's only just a last-ditch effort, and it's going to get shut down. Clueless is not able to get the picks there, and all that ride home to the tower there in such crazy chaos at the end. It's going to lead to a Sovereign String sweep against Robot on Wheels, and Sovereign Strings will be making it to Grands.
I couldn't tell who that weapon was on the right there for Robot on Wheels, but they had an opportunity to shut that down. They were able to take off 2 members of Sovereign Strings there on that right side, and we saw that there's, I think it was 4 pixels, yeah, 4 pixels on that sploosh that were able to take down 2 members on the tower, but that third member was able to stay on that left side of the tower, just cheekily stay there and just move it there. But we saw a pretty much, I think the best way to describe it, a war of attrition between both these teams during the entire set there, Keon.
It was so fast. And we got to experience typical Splatoon behavior on top of it too. There as well. Yeah, there was literally a war of attrition, and it was just every team trying to fight for any small advantage, no matter how small the advantage is. Rocket, it felt like they were just trying to bite on it at each given moment, and whomever wins out on the trade ultimately dictated who was going to win the match by the end of it. And we saw how zones and tower control kind of went at the end, especially game 1, where we just kept seeing non-stop fighting there as well. The war of attrition just ends with Sovereign Strings getting the little sweep there, but that was awesome to watch from both these teams there. Again, a lot of credit to Robot on Wheels. Again, making it to the second round is no slouch there too. I would love to pull up the records. We'll have to just cover that later here, because I think Grand Finals will be coming up here soon.
Yeah, I mean, Robot on Wheels still have an opportunity to face whoever the loser of Chorus Compression and Excommunicated Ellie in the 3rd place match, so they still have a little bit to play for here. But if you actually take a look at that other match here, Chorus Compression is up 2-0 against Excommunicated Ellie, who we saw sweep Whimsical Wallflower there, and we could potentially look at so far this entire bracket just being all sweeps, Keon, because that's just how it looks like it's shaping up here.
Yeah, and yeah, that's what I'm going to be intrigued to see if we will be seeing a round of sweeps here, making it to the end. You'll have to go to your local warehouse and buy all the brooms here to celebrate this tournament at the end of it. But Rocket, we're gonna give ourselves some time to breathe here, because Grand Finals will eventually be coming up here soon. We want to get ourselves warmed up here for Grand. So guys, don't go anywhere. Juniors Draft Grand Finals will be coming up here soon once we get the winners of Course Compression, Excommunicated Ellie out of the way. You are watching the Juniors Draft here on Under Pressure. We'll see you guys here in a bit.
He admits her behavior since then has always been weird and dramatic, but he didn't pay her much attention because there were many siblings and they all hung out all the time. I asked him if he could uninvite her and his new boyfriend because I think she's going to bring drama to our baby shower. He said he wants to talk to his parents first to see what kind of state she's been in, but I know in my gut that she's ready to ruin our day with her theatrics. So am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole if I uninvite my sister-in-law who's in love with my husband? My husband and I met each other at a ski lodge 9 years ago. I was with my young daughter and female friend and a child. My husband was with his 2 brothers and 3 sisters and a few friends. There was a singing competition and both of us were set up by our friends and ready. Sparks flew during our duet and the rest is history. This was the first time I caught on to my sister-in-law's disturbing behavior. After the singing competition, he and I went to the cafe to chat. His middle sister, Tina, who was adopted at birth, came storming up to us and demanded we come back to their group. She never looked at me and whined when he shut her down. She ran off crying and apparently took her sister's room teapots and locked them out so they had to stay with the friends in their room. Fast forward to when we bought a house together. We had a housewarming and invited family and close friends. Tina showed up in an S-side club outfit. She ignored me the entire time and hung all over my husband, boyfriend at the time. She kept recalling tales of them when they were little and how close they were. She'd kiss him on the cheek, hug him, and touched his arm when laughing. He was visibly uncomfortable, so I stepped in. At first, I just thought she had a crush on him, but the way she was acting looked like she was a girlfriend and not me. She was going around reminding himself, telling everyone that he used to say he never wanted to have kids, but now he's playing daddy to my daughter. One of my friends said she thought Tina was weird for talking about how his modeling photos were when he did print work back in college, and that her favorite photo was of him on the beach in Hawaii during a family vacation a few years back. The most bizarre thing she told a few people was that he had never dated a woman of color before, and now all of a sudden he's in love. It's only bizarre to me because she's biracial, so I don't know why this would bother her, unless she's jealous of me because she wished she were me. Then things go south at the end of the night when he gets down on one knee and proposes to me. She started crying and ran to the rescue. Her dad went to check on her and drove her home. I knew exactly why she was upset, but my husband always equated her behavior to jealousy because she never had healthy relationships. After that tantrum, she skipped our wedding, baby shower, our children's birthday party, and other family events that we attended. I was fine with getting an invitation because I knew she wasn't going to show up. She had some sort of mental breakdown on the day of our trip. I wish nothing more than that. I don't know if my relationship is but I don't want her to stay. I'm trying to pregnant for my baby shower at the end of this month. I'm having it a few months early because I'm at risk of going into labor, like I did with my other two children. My mother-in-law called the RSVP and stated Tina would be riding with me if it was okay if she brought her new boyfriend. I was surprised because I hadn't seen her in years, but I was apprehensive to agree. Eventually, I did agree that long as she was on whatever caused her so much distress that she was around my family. Well, it took all of 24 hours for her to start the nonsense. She texted my husband Terry.
We are here indeed. We are here for Juniors Draft Grand Finals here. Rocket and Kion once again on, and we have a wonderful matchup between Sovereign Strings and Course Compression. Very interesting for us, Kion, is we have seen all sweeps so far in the alpha bracket.
Yeah, it's been Sweep City here. We hope, will this be the stage where where we get to go 5 or 4 maps? It's gonna be the ultimate question here. But we gotta talk about all the players here, by the way, in Junior Draft. Not just these 18 that we have on screen, but also everybody else. I love that everybody else has been playing the Junior Draft very well, playing to their comfort and the weapons that they have. By the way, Course Compression, by the way, this is the first time on stream. That logo is awesome, by the way.
That is amazing. I love it. Again, I love the Splatoon community and how talented they are in making just wonderful graphics here. Again, they are only given like a week to do this, learn their team, and I love the passion that they have here. And potentially, this really opens up the opportunity for people to get to know each other and, hey, maybe even form up an actual team of their own to go participate in other tournaments, which I love to see here. But yeah, so far, we've seen all sweeps pretty cool effect. Oh, there's a good distortion effect on it as well.
You want Course Compression your first time on stream here tonight? We're gonna give you all of the awesome effects for you. You get the awesome treatment here today. Of course, you did Sovereign Streams. You know them, you'll love them already already here. We just saw them in the previous set with the sweep, as you've noted there before. Here is hello once again best team. There, that's what they had. That's what they claim. Again, the logos are incredible too, especially the Course Compression on top of it there as well. But before we get into the quick swing of things here, Rocket. By the way, both these teams hailing from the same Swiss group here. Sovereign Strings 3-1. Course Compression was the one that finished first 4-0 in their group stages. They actually have not ran into each other yet, so this is the first time they're getting a feel for each other. We've seen all sweeps. The ultimate question is, will we see another sweep here? Or do we actually get a 4th or 5th map? Ideally, we would hope for the 5th, but that's going to be the ultimate question here. And we're gonna start off on Ramen Zones. What are your takes on this map?
I love Robo Ramen here. You obviously have a narrow pathway if you're as the main pathway onto the zone, but Keely, those flanking routes can be really tricky if you are some of those trickier weapons. I mean, we've seen some brush played, we've seen some of these more action-packed, like we saw in the previous game how how very fighty it was. I mean, you just players throwing themselves at each other, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a similar pace here, as Robo Ramen could really provide that opportunity. I mean, you have the underpath to go around, get a cheeky little flank here, but maybe the zone, we are starting off with a 3 and 4, so a little bit of a temporary error here. So while we wait that to momentarily pass, but yeah, just the continuous fighting here. I guess we can take a little preview of what these teams could be running here. We do see, interestingly, I think Sovereign Strings have been just sticking with what worked for them, and sure, why change, honestly? I wouldn't be surprised if, honestly, this is the first map, this is the first set here where we see few to even no changes.
Yeah, this could be, and Sovereign Strings has been running that one through as they're in bracket stage again with the 6 already they had. They've been keeping things pretty constant throughout there. The ultimate question is what will we see out of course compression, at least for us here on stream. Obviously they were able to make their way through here. In fact, actually, if I'm not mistaken, they have not dropped a set all day, especially with how the records kind of line up here. So it's gonna be intriguing to see.
A little bit of calling out. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it all.
I feel like every competitive player, I know Junior Draft, these are like players who are still very new, who are still getting their taste of competitive Splatoon there. I'm sure anybody who's played competitive Splatoon once upon a time probably were like, wait, I got these people on the wrong team. I was like, we gotta redo. Here, hang on for a second.
Oh, we've all been there. If you haven't been there, you're lying. We've all started there.
If you're worried, if you're new to creating lobbies, and then you realize you put teams in the wrong lobby or started too early, we've been there. We're with you, by the way. The entire with you, maybe except a few.
But yeah, I keep mentioning it, but continuing to add to just the chaos theme we have, I just love it. I mean, that's what I love. Okay, we're going actually now starts of grand finals here, alpha bracket. Let's see who will be crowned the victor here. It is between our two wonderful teams here, Sovereign Strings versus Chorus Compression. Let's see how things shape up.
Yeah, the team's, by the way, named off of staff, Strings versus Chorus, of course, being the theme here. So gonna be curious to see which representative will win, even if they have no direct relation. The weapons that we also see, so the missing fourth weapon that we are seeing rocket from the original 3v4 is actually just the regular Explo, which I have a friend who is a Explo fan, probably one of the few Explo mains that exist. So I want to see how Chorus Compression with that Expo is able to deliver there. And you do get to see a bit of a brawl, but Sovereign Strings, of course, to no surprise, they're playing fast and opportunistic right out of the gate, and they're already down to 85 points remaining and still counting.
I mean, yeah, we've seen how well Sovereign Strings have been able to really bring the aggression and bring it. They off the Starwall Man to find a quick double here. Enzap, Slayer, hello. We are getting a quick double there, and now an opportunity for Sovereign Strings to really pull away. Car Wash will pop their chumps to really create some space, but actually now Chorus Compression will find a little bit of a foothold. Two players are down for Sovereign Strings. The Stamp, Kit Kat trying to go in, trying to find a pick here. The Car Wash will go down to that Stamp. Kit Kat now in a great position to continue their value. Look at that, and a wipeout for Chorus Compression will bring them back into the game, and a potential comeback is possible now, especially since they don't have any penalty points to worry about.
Anything you can do, we will try to do better. In this case, there's Chorus Compression realizing, all right, Sovereign Strings is going to play fast and opportunistic. Why don't we do the exact same as we saw that Ultra Stamp already driving their way through? In fact, it's another wipeout on top of it, and this will be the lead change here for Chorus Compression. Again, set up with the Ultra Stamp on top of it too, and Chorus Compression has a lot of control here. Now, they're going to opt to play around the zone, playing this one a little passively. They're not opting to play aggressive. That might actually still work out. In fact, it's already 2 members down right away from Sovereign Strings, and it's going to be 3, and the response won't favor them. Star's just going to have to play heroic. Star not going to have it in this case. Just the S-Blast and the Tri-Stringer, which are going to be going down one by one. And Rocket, we kick off Grand Finals. Chorus Compression will take game 1 to start.
really setting the pace here. We've seen how well Sovereign Strings in their previous games. We saw them on stream earlier, how well they were able to steamroll, but they were met with a brick wall and a counterattack that was reminiscent of how they like to play here, putting themselves on the map. Really well played from them. I mean, we've seen how well teams, I mean, not only in Juniors Draft, but in general, just because you do lose the initial push doesn't mean you can come back, and that was pretty evident here. I mean, Course Compression didn't look back at all here, continuous with the lockout. I love the use of the tri-strikes here, giving Sovereign Strings no room to operate, and you see the members just fall left, right, and center. We are in for an interesting set for sure, and I mean, if you are a betting man, if you think this trend is going to continue with it all being sweeps, I mean, Course Compression looking pretty good so far.
I got a feel for, I think Harwash was the person who was on the tri-strike and just effectively stubbed their toe into the trip strikes and just went down like that, and it just aided to likely the team just trying to see if they can find their way in. Because of course, if you're 3 up, at least you can get all the jumps in and try to coordinate each other. But in that situation where the points were already taken down as quick as they are, that could have snowballed out of control, which it definitely did there. Rocket. So, but in this case, Course Compression able to get their way through, taking on map 1. Sovereign Strings will need a second map here, which will, by the way, will be Inkblot Tower Control. Gonna be intrigued to see if there's gonna be changes, if any. Of course, there's the Blaster. No surprise. Hello there, Firefin Scope. Excuse me, I'm trying to remember what the weapon was for a hot second. Love to see that.
I love the pick here. It might be intended, it might not be intended, but those tri-strikes, the GG strikes that come with the Z and F scope are really good on tower control. I mean, the 2 specials you really look for on this map to really just secure a win if you're in the lead are Kraken and tri-strikes, because it basically forces the other team to just jump off of it, give you so much respect for it. But not only that, it really allows you to open up here. We see Cat trying to get a little bit of a backstab, will take out that end zap. Both end zaps are down for either team, so no cooler will be had in the opening wake of it. But so far, it is still a grueling battle here for who has control. A beautiful shot there from
nice.
Lenny. Look at that. Love to see it. And the tri-strikes going out as well to try to secure this for Course Compression.
Yeah, and then we get to see the ult just trying to see if they can get the second pick there. And now Course Compression will be setting up for success here. It's gonna be the first checkpoint likely cleared out there, unless Cat has other things to say, which unfortunately will not be the case there for Sovereign Strings. It will be the first checkpoint cleared, and now you're coming up to a very tricky second checkpoint, Rocket, as we all know and love, where this one can be hard to contest. So it's gonna be up to see. So if Course Compression can take advantage there, which is just gonna be a 2-for-2 trade, Sovereign Strings will take that any day of the week. There, at this stage, and it's gonna be the zap going down. Goober's gonna go down. Star somehow not finding the pick there. It's actually one member's gonna be able to escape with their lives, and the rest of Sovereign Strings can give themselves a little bit of time to breathe there, especially with the picks that are coming in. It's gonna be just 55 points remaining. Still a great initial push for Course Compression. Yeah,
Keon, you mentioned it. Pushing from the first checkpoint to the second one is such a grueling process because of how the elevation differences you have, especially how defender-sided the elevation advantage is, though. We see Cat here on the S-Blast, pulling out the Booyah Bomb, just trying to create some space, trying to find an opportunity for them to move in. Kit Kat will fall on that attempted flank, but so does another member of Sovereign Strings here. The push has not found its checkpoint quite yet, as Course Compression have just been able to make it pretty strong. And we see a quick double kill there from the Blaster. Now an opportunity could present itself. Potentially going for the triple. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Line them up and knock them down. This Blaster is proving to be so valuable. And with a 4th, why not continue going in? Oh my goodness. Just go in. Pop off. Come on. Get another one. Why not? This Blaster, your boy Nebby, has been nuclear for Course Compression.
Nevy's gotten out of the bag. They're dishing out the blasters real quick there, and that's a nice 5 picks there, which is basically kickstarting this entire push from start to finish here for Course Compression. This is suddenly starting to get a little out of control there with Sovereign Strings. They now have to just play a little bit of catch up there. There's the Ultrasan being dished out there, not able to find any value so far. This tower still pushing really strong. 2 members are there, and that's another snipe, by the way, onto the Viper Deck on top of it. Star is going to be able to get 1 member out of Course Compression out of it. That's actually going to be Lenny from the Zeko Firefin side going down, and the tower slowly resetting here. Sovereign Strings will give themselves a little bit of time to breathe there, unless your boy Nebby is starting to arrive. Will be traded with Car Wash by the end of it. Rocket, your boy Nebby showed up at the best time, and it leads to 19 points remaining for Course Compression.
as a blaster player, it makes my heart happy to see that. I love to see it here. But Cat has also been a really good presence for Sovereign Strings as well. Those key Booyah Bombs. I mean, S-Blast is it's just such a powerful weapon to have. I mean, you have the flexibility of how it plays, and we see here Cat trying to take a flank. Will get quickly shut down, but we see Star manage to find Kit Kat. Will go down themselves here. There's just trades back and forth. Your boy Nevi just being that absolute giant presence here. Will find the jump onto Star as well. Blasters are so difficult to deal with, especially on tower control here. They were continuing to find picks here. Go for the third on the strings, and they're trying to go for the full wipeout. Won't quite find it, but still, they have gotten so many picks here. But on the other side, Cat with the S-Blast as well will try to turn things around for Sovereign Strings, and they need to turn it around fast.
Generational game here from your boy Nebi, by the way, with that blaster there as well. I know we've all eyes on your boy Nebi, but it's just allowing so much, by the way. It's actually causing Sovereign Strings to have to just retreat quite a bit. And it actually had to require the Blue Bomb to get the pick onto your boy Nebi here. So it's like, alright, well, we had to invest the Blue Bomb just to take out a lone blast who's just trying to run circles amongst the crowd of Sovereign Strings. And that's kind of what it's leading to. It is going to be 30 seconds remaining here, and they finally do get the pick. Now, ultimately, the question for Sovereign Strings is how do you contain your boy Nebi? That's going to be the question that needs to be answered for Sovereign Strings here soon. They had to touch tower, of course, force OT and stay on it for as long as they can. 15 seconds left to go here, Rocket.
Yeah, it is do or tie time, and guess what? Lenny has those tri-strikes. I like to use them a little bit early to secure it, but maybe that might actually still work out for them. Kit Kat with the stamp will try to secure things, and just like that, Core's Compression still maintain control of the tower and now move up 2-0. And yet again, we're looking at a potential sweep here, Keon. I'm just saying, but Sovereign Strings still not out of it quite yet, but they have a tough hill to climb if they want to stay in this grand finals.
I don't think we need to say any more here. I think anything about this game that we could have said, your boy Nebi would basically got us from range every time. I know, again, we focus on one player there because those were highlight reel-worthy plays that your boy Nebi did. The rest of the team also just played phenomenal there as well, with Lenny, of course, holding the line as you needed to at that juncture. And in this case, when you're playing tower control, I think you highlighted there the trip strikes. You're going to instinctively likely pop the special, just try to force them out. Obviously, when you see other players play in higher levels, you're going to see them play a little bit more patiently with that. But of course, that comes with the territory of the teams getting together and just trying to play it with knowing with the 3 weeks that they had together at that stage. But that's the only minor miss. What was basically a really strong game from Core's Compression there, and now reverse sweep territory for Sovereign Strings, moving on to Crab Lake Capital Rainmaker for Game 3.
Now, this is a tricky map indeed. I mean, obviously the highlight of Rainmaker, Crab Lake Capital are those greats. It is such a hard path to take, especially for that second checkpoint. I mean, the first one is fairly easy on that left side, but you're given two options. Either go into the Dead Man's Land on the right side here, walking on the grates, or take that left side jump and just try to force your way in that way. But that is an easier task said than done here. Sticking with a similar comp, actually Lenny, I believe, is switching to a different splatter scope here on the other side. We do see the Splatana coming out, and we're seeing the Crab Doolies as well.
If you're gonna, so anybody tuning in trying to see what your eyes are on right now, Sovereign Strings has Cat on that Stamper duty there that has a Zip Caster. Look for them to take full advantage of whichever way they can, and they also have the dualies as well. You got Crab Tank for coverage on top of it too. And with Core's Compression, just flexing over to the scope because it is a great map to use Ink back on. That's gonna be the big thing that you're gonna need to keep an eye on. Sovereign Strings, though, is taking out multiple members there, of course, Compression in quick succession, but this is, again, turning into a bit of a brawl here. It's going to lead to Course Compression taking the lead, and this will be the first checkpoint already cleared out here. Inkback's already been popped here, Rocket, and this could get out of control in a hurry.
Yeah, Inkback is such a powerful weapon to have. A beautiful shot there from Carwash to take out a member, but they're going through the No Man's Land. Course Compression and actually Carwash will manage to find another on that. This is what I was talking about earlier. This path is so difficult to pass through here. They will elect to take the reset on the Rainmaker, but you see how long that great path is. It is so brutal, and you are left so wide open for any potential flanks, maybe under the grates as well here. But we see now Sovereign Strings really need to bring their A game now, because any more mistakes can prove fatal here. They will actually sneak the Rainmaker on that left side. You see over there, Star will manage to actually sneak past all members of Chorus Compression, being the last standing member from Sovereign Strings. They will single-handedly take that checkpoint, so now we still have a game to be played, Keon.
That is a huge checkpoint grab, and especially in a situation where you're 3 down, you're the only member up. Your only option is to just move forward and just hope to goodness you're able to get the checkpoint, which they are. That gives them a lot of breathing room, actually, there, because you don't have to do the checkpoint anymore. You're playing a very checkpointless game. You can play aggressive if you can, and then you can start focusing and honing in on your targets you need to focus on. And that's your boy Nebby, by the way, going down on top of it. They're going to opt to push on the left-hand side, by the way. Lenny's going to be the one that's trying to hold the line on top of it, and all it stands for Chorus Compression. It's only making it close to the first checkpoint. Still an opportunity for Sovereign Strings to break through, unless Kit Kat is chasing them down, but it's actually taking a few turns the other direction there, and Kit Kat's not able to get immediate value right away, but Sovereign Strings still respecting Chorus Compression at this stage, and they're still trying to look for the prime opportunity to strike, but that's going to lead to the Rainmaker dropping just before the 61 point marker.
Yeah, Kit Kat, last hurrah, will manage to take out the Rainmaker to provide the rest of Chorus Compression a little bit more time to regroup and take the Rainmaker, which they will eventually take. They have possession of it, not electing to pick it up quite yet, just trying to find some space to work with. 2 members are down for Sovereign Strings, and actually the remaining 2 there are on those grates. Your boy Nebby will be the Rainmaker carrier, will find one with the Rainmaker. Now they are just rushing towards that right side into that Dead Man's Land. They have 3 members with them as well, so let's see if they can continue with this push. Goober will fall through the grates, unfortunately, there, but still, the Rainmaker still going forward.
Oh my goodness!
Running for it, managing to play some Dance Dance Revolution, dodging everybody, and extending the lead to 15 points left,
up, and right there, buddy there, as hey, able to maneuver themselves through. Only just gained a few extra points. Maybe that will mean the big difference here by the end of it. Rocket, and with about 1 minute and 37 seconds left to go, it's really going to boil down to if Sovereign Strings can just basically get themselves regrouped together and see if they can try to find any openings that they can. They're looking for opportunities. I think that's kind of how it's trying to materialize right now. They're just not getting them, and it's putting them in rough positions here. Minute 19 left to go here, and Chorus Compression still playing very well.
Yeah, it might not seem like a lot of time, but in Splatoon, that is still plenty of time to get a good push in, especially since you don't have to worry about that checkpoint anymore. I mean, you can really, I believe the quickest route would be taking that left route and just jumping up onto the other plat instead of trying to do the No Man's Land, kind of what Chorus Compression has done. But first, Sovereign Strings need to stop this Rainmaker from advancing here. However, we have a beautiful shot by Lenny there on that Charger, a little bit of a Charger v bow duel here, but Keeley, that VAC is online and available for Chorus Compression to potentially continue to snowball and continue to put the pressure on them. Kit Kat is just awaiting down here, waiting for an opportunity to strike potentially onto the Rainmaker. They will take it out. 3 players are down for Sovereign Strings, 30 seconds left. It is do or die time now for Sovereign Strings. They need to shut down this push and do it fast.
Yeah, they need to figure out the way to shut down this push. But they're gonna go for the big plays here, but it's gonna just drop down. I think they're just gonna look to keep it there for as long as they can, or they're gonna chase for style points. It is gonna be 2 members down. Your boy Nebby is trying to go for it. I don't blame him. Why not go for extra points? Look at the moves that your boy Nebby is dishing out, crossing them over to the other side. It's gonna be 6 seconds left to go, but 3 members are down. Still perfect opportunity there. It's gonna be a wipeout, but there's still a long way to go. They gotta get this Rainmaker to 8 points remain, and that's a tricky 8 points remain on top of it here too. Unless they find themselves picked, they can't go too far up. Kit Kat is there. There's 2 members down right away. They're trying to go possibly into No Man's Land, as you noted, but the rest of the gang here staggering across the wind, still trying to figure out their way through. But your boy Nebby is gonna show up when they needed it most, and this could be the collapse. No, slashed in half by Kat, and there's Kit Kat right there. But we'll put the icing on the cake. We'll also slash the Rainmaker holder there, and as you noted, their Rocket, it has been sweeps the entire way through, and this one is not gonna be the one that stems the tide. Chorus Compression, your winners of Juniors Draft.
Chorus Compression flawlessly through the bracket will be your Juniors Draft victors here. What a game that was played from them. They were able to continuously hound the pressure, keep the pressure up on Sovereign Strings there. Just the constant special usage there really only didn't give any ground for Sovereign Strings to operate, and that last second overtime push looked a little promising, but yet when the time was right, Chorus Compression were able to build up that brick wall. They were able to stop it right in its tracks, and what a set it was. Congratulations to Chorus Compression. I know how I can only imagine how it feels, honestly, to win this. I mean, it is you fought through the entire bracket, you put in the work for getting to know your team, and here you are. So you stand victorious.
Victorious for all the players of Chorus Compression, indeed. Their bonus points reps to Chorus, of course, just for having the staff's name on that title there too. In most situations, by the way, you don't normally go for bold plays like what your boy Nebby just said, but your boy Nebby's like, nah, we gotta go for style. Why not? I don't blame him whatsoever. You gotta go for it. 9 points remaining is the score. Ultimately, the finisher, I believe, was Kit Kat slashing the Rainmaker holder in half there with the flick of the wiper on top of it too to basically steal it. Didn't even need to make it to that point. But I gotta give him credit for that one. So hey, no complaints there. Goober, Lenny, Nebby, Kit Kat all did their part as a team in quick order there. And hey, congratulations to Chorus Compression. Again, Sovereign Strings just falling a little bit short, but that was a tough team they were up against. Ooh, this has been a juniors draft of many different things.
Yes, for sure. And if you're Sovereign Strings, I still congrat you for even making it this far. I mean, congrats to all the teams who participated. I'm sure they're still happy that they made it this far. And if you take a look at our third place match, it is yet another sweep. So still, even in third place matches, we will see a sweep there. Excommunicated Ellie will win in a 3-0 sweep against Robot on Wheels, which will round out your top three, being Chorus Compression, Sovereign Strings, and Excommunicated Ellie in the alpha bracket. Switching things over a little bit to the beta bracket, we still have the grand finals over there still going between Tumbled Tubbs and Lovely Link, but the third place matchup is already decided here. Medicated Mikuzuma, I think? Mikuza. Kuzma will win against Ink Guzzlers 3-0 over there. And yeah, congratulations yet again to Chorus Compressions. A little bit of a shout out to Rocket Rebellion, named for, you know. But
so
I love the theme of the names here, but yeah, shout out to y'all.
So Rocket, I wanna put out a very want to put out an incredible stat for the players of Junior Draft, especially Chorus Compression. I believe if I'm reading the Swiss stages and the bracket stage right, they didn't even drop a single map all tournament.
Wow.
Yeah, so, it was all three O's across Swiss stages for this group. They've played incredible throughout today. It's been awesome to watch. So hey, yeah, congratulations to Chorus Compression. Of course, there's still other stages happening there. I think they're on beta brackets end, so that's still playing out. But for us here on Stream Rocket, I want to give you the plugs here. Where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me down there at Rocket_Splat on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me on Discord, usually just hanging around some Splatoon Discord sometimes. If you catch me in there, drop by, say hi. I'm always down to chat. Where can the people find you though, Keon?
Find me on Blue Sky and Twitch. Keon2570. You pretty much your usual. You'll hear my voice probably across any other places. You'll hear my voice elsewhere. That sentence made sense in my head, I swear. On that one. By the way, shout out to our lovely producer Ellie here today to take us home.
Bravo.
By the way, we got some credits for y'all here in Juniors Draft, so stay tuned for that. But hey, this has been a presentation of Juniors Draft here on Under Pressure. We gotta give everybody some credit here. So we'll keep that in for you. We'll see you guys next time.
Take care.